What's going on, all my
Hola.
wrestling lovers and those wrestling podcasts with my brother from the Dynamite Download podcast side, Myndrunner. And look at the awesome sombrero he has on. That is awesome. It's nice for you to join me, sir, on this late Wednesday after our amazing Grand Slam Mexico. I had a lot of fun, as y'all saw in the watch along. But now it's time for the review and dive into some AEW All in Texas.
Why, thank you for having me, my AA Ron brother from another mother. It was awesome tonight. I am still stoked about this Grand Slam Mexico, which, let's be honest, we knew it was going to be awesome, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
delivered tremendously. Honored to be
Phenomenal.
here, honored to be on your show here. I had to bring the sombrero because it had to be in the feels, and it just we had to be in the Mexico spirit and the lucha spirit, and boy, it was awesome. Awesome
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. I want to eventually get me a Bandito mask. I want one so
Yes.
bad. I want one so bad. He was great tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, so, man, well, I guess we get kicked off into it, even though Heyman cut a promo I couldn't understand.
I
Um,
think I knew about 10 words of what he
yeah,
said,
did
but
you? Nah,
yeah.
not
thank
me.
thank you,
But
high school Spanish.
yeah, no, I didn't get that far. But supposedly I'm assuming he was speaking about promoting CMLL, the show and the brand. And I'm sure he was getting it. I'm sure he cut something about John Moxley.
Yeah, I heard
So
something about Moxley's Madre is in
yeah.
Pero or something. I don't know. And Excalibur said he can't translate that on the air. So yeah.
So yeah, that's so I mean, I was trying to see if the announcers, because like on New Japan when they're talking Japanese,
Mhm.
they're the
Right.
announcers will translate as the promos are going. So the wrestler will pause for a minute, and then the announcer will. I was trying to hear it, but they weren't. So I was
Yeah,
like,
we tried to get like a translate like on streaming services. Sometimes you can, if it's already streamed, you can get the translation. But
hmm.
yeah, we had the captions on. It would just say Moxley's Madre is un Pero, and all that stuff. But yeah, and Excalibur was trying to translate, but he couldn't get all of it. But it was pretty cool. I almost think I wonder if Hanger had an earpiece or something, and Alex Abrahantes was back there telling him what to say in Spanish. I don't know, but he did.
Right?
I think he did pretty good. The crowd really responded to it.
Oh yeah.
I guess Caca de Vaca is cowboy shiznit. So I don't know if that's the translation, but we heard some of that being chanted in the ring though. Good
I know.
crowd too. Good crowd.
Man, the crowd looked great.
Yeah.
I think it was about 7,000 something.
Yeah.
So man, the crowd looked great. They brought the energy too. Man, something
Mm-hmm.
about those international crowds, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they get
Oh,
into it.
do you remember right before All In Wembley, they went to Wales. I
Hmm.
can't remember. I forgot. It was at Cardiff. I think it was Cardiff.
Yeah.
That crowd was insane. It was a smaller arena, but that crowd
Hmm.
was insane.
Really insane.
Oh, good stuff. Good
Yeah.
stuff, man.
Yeah. The pay per views, I like can't like sometimes I can't afford. I was going to get all in Texas if I wasn't attending. But like affording them every month, it's kind of
Yeah,
hard.
it's tough. It definitely drains the wallet a little bit,
Yeah,
we're
hopefully they'll go to $10 or at least $20 a month, something like that.
we're not going to need to buy that pay per view because we're going to be there in the flesh. We're going to be
Yes, I can't
live in
wait.
Texas.
And I just saw that it's going to be at 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
I like that they're going to start early because that way we're not, it's not like midnight when we're leaving there. So it's
Yeah,
going to be pretty
yeah,
cool.
and then that gives a lot of people either if they need to drive back home if they didn't get a hotel or anything, or if they did get a hotel, well now you can go tour around a little bit.
Yep.
Because I imagine it in around 6, maybe 7. Who knows? It might go 5 hours.
We might have to go hit up the bar at the Sheraton and hang, do some follow up karaoke with Thunder Rosa and Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah, if they're doing that, they'll let us all in. Me and my friend, we were talking about going back to hotel and maybe watching Saturday Night Main Event, but maybe we'll do that if they're
Or
doing
maybe
karaoke.
we'll sing "Friends in Low Places" with Hangman. That would
Yeah,
be.
man. If I could go out and get a drink with Hangman, that'd be a dream
Imagine.
come true, bro. Share
I'd
a
buy him
glass
a
of
beer.
whiskey with him.
Yes.
I'd love that. That'd be great, especially if he has that title around his shoulders.
You know it. You know it. You know it's destiny.
Or
And I,
it's got to. If it
oh,
does not, they will show me on camera because I will be crying. I will be crying if he does
I
not
can't
win.
imagine. I think this is it. Hanger's the one. I love that. What do you think of the storyline? The way they're slowly bringing Swerve around. You know, like he's starting to realize that the Bucks are the ones messing around, and they can trust Hangman. What do you think of that story so far?
Oh, I love it. Because at first I wasn't sure if they were gonna go that route. I thought maybe just keep swerving, then Heyman wins. That'll be his his next rival.
Mm-hmm.
But I love how when last week he Young Bucks met Hangman outside in the backstage, but apparently it was outside Swerve's room, and they exchanged those words. And man, Hangman, like, bro, don't mess with Hangman.
You're gonna get some cowboy
So,
and Ola Nana sitting there eavesdropping. Yeah,
yep, I love Nana. I
that's
love
so
something.
great.
I love that dance. I was dancing tonight. I was like, heck yeah, Swerve. So, but yeah, and then there was he's went back and Swerve's like, yeah, I heard, and I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna be like that WrestleMania 41 where everybody comes in and it's gonna help out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that's where it's going.
Do you watch? Have you watched? Are you a Marvel fan at all? Marvel movies?
Yes, we actually watched um Endgame
Yes,
Saturday night.
I think it's going to be like the portal scene. I think it's
Yes.
going to be Hanger on your left. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's just everybody's get. I think. I
Everybody.
think. Do you think we're going to get some returns? Do you think we're going to get a freshly squeezed return, a Darby return?
I think at least Orange Cassidy. I think
Mm-hmm.
they might be saving Darby possibly later on in his
Yeah.
hometown, maybe, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Collisions in Seattle this Saturday. So maybe, who knows, maybe sooner.
Yeah.
But I don't know, something like
Pop.
that. Who knows? That might be it. They Darby, maybe even Sting, because Sting's gonna be there.
Can you imagine
Have that.
old man Sting? Like, cause
Yes,
he's got the
see.
white. Yeah. Oh, that would be
Oh,
sick, dude.
and
It,
then
yeah, it's
let's
gonna be sick,
see,
dude.
add maybe even Jack Perry, of course, for John Moxley, I'd
Yep.
say. But who knows? What if he has a change of heart? He turns and he aligns with Hangman,
That
but
would
he's
be
like, I want to be next in line for the title, something like that.
interesting.
So I feel like we'll see Hangman return, Orange for sure,
Yeah.
Darby 50-50, but it would be great to see him and Sting come back to be like, no, we're fighting for AEW, we're bringing everybody coming out, and then we got to end this Death Riders, and
Uh,
man,
I can just hear Shivani. It's Sting.
That's why I think this should lead up to a Texas death match because there'll be no DQ, and then everybody can come in, and it gives room for
Yeah.
everybody. You don't have to worry about the ref get bumped and have to roll out of the ring and be dazed. It'd be Texas death match, and then as soon as it
Yeah.
looks like Death Riders coming in to help Mox retain it again, and also here comes Cassidy. Oh wait, we'll probably save him. Like let's say here comes Will, and then he starts getting beat down. Here comes Swerve, and then here comes the Ops, and then here comes
Yep.
the Young Bucks, and then Jack Perry returns, and then here you come Darby Allen with, and then I don't know,
No,
maybe
no, 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 no. Because I think Gabe Kidd's gonna get involved.
Gabe
Gabe Kidd's
Kidd.
gonna show
Yes,
up, and then you're gonna hear the world is cold. You better bundle up, Eddie Kingston.
yes.
Now, who does Eddie Kingston blame? Eddie Kingston hates Claudio.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a vengeance for Gabe Kidd. He also
Mm-hmm.
blames the Bucks and Gabe Kidd for taking him out, with his leg.
Yes.
And Moxley you've changed, bro. That's where I think the storyline after All In's going to be is Eddie
Yes.
Kingston and Moxley. Eddie Kingston being like, "You've changed, bro. What's happened to you? I don't even know you." and that'll be the freaking feud, man.
Bro.
It's so sick. It's so sick. I'm loving
Get goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah. Yep.
Because man, that if that happened, that'd probably be the greatest all-in moment in the history of AEW.
And we're gonna be there live, dude. And
Yes.
I don't want to hype it too much because like whatever happens is gonna be awesome. But
oh yeah,
there's so much potential for some. And
I know I'm gonna lose my voice. I know that.
Cough come see me. We'll have the Ludens. We'll be ready. Cough drops. Drink a lot of water. And you got Andrew WK taught me you got to project from the diaphragm because otherwise you will lose your voice at the buy-in. You'll lose your voice. You know.
Where are y'all seats at?
We're gonna be kind of we're second level, but kind of towards the front because we figured if we couldn't get front row down on the front row, we might as well be up where we can kind of look down. I think we're section 117 or something. Offline. I'll send you where our seats are. But
we're 123, so we're not far off.
Okay, we're kind of spitting different.
We're right there.
Yep.
You can go get a beer.
Oh, absolutely. We'll be up there. Especially we got to get beers for cowboy shit. You know, we got to get.
Yes. Which I'm gonna try to get that AEW on Texas hat and shirt. And I've saved up money for this.
Same.
I've already some shirts.
And StarCast is trying to drain all my money right now, man, with these meet and greets. I've already gotten 3. I'm gonna do a meet and greet with Hobbs, Statlander, and Mina Shirakawa, and they're gonna be releasing a bunch more, and some of them are gonna be
Kerry Von Erich's gonna be there. I wonder how much he's gonna be.
I don't know, man. There's gonna be there's a photo op with Tony Storm and Luther, but it's like $100. But it almost would be worth it because it's her and Luther.
Yeah,
it's once in a lifetime thing. You know, that's a lot of money. But
how much is it to do the meet and greet?
Depends. Like some of them are $40, some are $60. So far I think so far it's been like $40 for those 3 each. Like
I want to try to meet Mox. That's what I want to try to meet. Mox, Sting, and Ric Flair.
Mox
and maybe now Kerry Von Erich.
Yeah. Wow, that would be incredible. You say Kerry Von Erich? You mean Kevin, right?
Or Kevin, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kerry Von Erich. That'd be a difficult. Bless his heart, man. But
yeah,
I don't want to derail your show here, but what did you watch Iron Claw?
What's that?
Did you watch Iron Claw? The movie?
Yes, I've seen it like 3 times. I love that movie.
Goodness, man. I mean, I knew the Von Erich story, but the way they told that story was fantastic. I had second thoughts about Zac Efron playing Kevin, and I thought the dude from The Bear was a great carry too. I was a Texas Tornado fan and old school WWF. So, oh shoot, maybe later we can do that question again from the last podcast about Kerry Von Erich versus who in AEW would you put Kerry Von Erich against? All right.
Kerry Von Erich.
Hanger.
Yeah. Hangman.
That would be sick.
Orange Cassidy.
Yep. Oh, that would be interesting.
Yep. I miss Orange, man. I can't wait for him to return. Can't wait for Darby. They're missed. Congratulations, Darby, on achieving his goal and climbing Mount Everest.
That was sick.
You're more of a man than I am. That's what's too cold for me.
Insane, dude. It's insane.
I love cold, but not that cold.
Yep.
I prefer cold over heat, but not that cold.
Yep. I bet, dude.
Well, I'm glad he did that. Had the AEW flag up there. That was great. So, but now it's time to return home, get to business. We need you.
Absolutely.
We need you, bro. But I'm glad that Tony gave him that time off to do that. That was awesome.
Well, it's good. It was smart. It gave a lot of story to AEW too. I mean, the fact that let's be honest, he bleeds AEW. You know, he's all about that and planting that.
And this is where Tony needs to build around Hangman, Darby, MJF, all these guys are pretty much all elite till the day they die. They'll be buried in an AEW coffin. No pun intended for Darby Allin.
Yeah,
that's good. But yes, they bleed Sleep, eat, sleep, and breathe and bleed AEW. Even though MJF has done all those promo teasers, he's still
Oh,
AEW
you,
all the way.
we're on to MJF, right? I mean,
Hmm.
deep behind, he's kayfabe 24/7, but in the locker room, he's a legit dude. You know, he's
Yes.
putting people over. Like I think even this match with Mystico tonight was
Hmm.
he knew what he was doing. He knows how to play the heel. Like he knows that what role he's playing. Um,
Yes.
and like Will Ospreay, the things he said about AEW, that dude's happy as heck to be there. I would even put Cope. I think Cope is super pumped to be at AEW. Granted,
Yes.
he's out, but every time he talks about AEW, he just feels like he's home.
Hmm.
When they first started singing Metalingus on their own, and like it shocked him. You could
He almost
see
cried.
he almost cried. He had to stop himself from
Hmm.
crying, but that just got him, and that was such a cool moment.
And just wait till that time him and Christian get together one more time. And they need to win those tag team titles.
Yep, I
They
think
got to.
we've said this on Dynamite Download. I think they're slowly breaking up the patriarchy so that Christian's gonna be all alone, and then when Cope has to face FTR, he needs a partner, and
Yes.
Christian's gonna be all alone, and he's a father without his kids anymore. He's by himself,
Yep.
and he's gonna reluctantly join. In that moment where it's like that. We've got Edge and Christian, or yeah, we got the old Edge and Christian back. It's gonna be sick, dude.
Yes. That would be one thing. One thing I could see it lead to is Christian challenging for that Ring of Honor TV title, and if he loses, then he's out of the family or something.
Yeah,
That's what I
yep,
can see it
I like
happening.
that.
Or
Mhm.
maybe they do a championship match. It kind of lingers on a little bit more. Christian does win it. Nick wants it back, and then he will say, "Well, if I win, not only do I win the title, you're out." Something, you know.
Yeah, yep. It's
So
good.
that's what I could see it leading to. But I wouldn't want to see Nick lose the title. He's has that momentum. He
Mhm.
just got back from that Best of Junior tournament in New
Oh,
Japan.
that was cool.
He's got that momentum behind him, and he's the rising star in AEW as well. That's another guy to build
Mhm.
around.
You mentioned him earlier, like and what I love about AEW, and a lot of times I think people misunderstand how AEW uses their veterans. They don't.
Hmm.
They're not bringing veterans in to go over on the new talent. What it is, they're bringing them in to make them better. You
Yes.
look at look at who they have rising up. Right now I would say Osprey, Swerve, Hanger. Those are the top tier guys right now. Moxley, what have
Yes.
you. But you look at Kevin Knight, the Speedball Mike Bailey, Nick Wayne, Darby. You've got this rising talent that's coming up that
Hmm.
I think is that they're going to. It's Sammy Guevara. These are the
Sammy
guys. These are guys. These are
Sammy
going to.
needs to be back in like at least the TNT title picture.
Yes, I think. Here's what I would like. Um, Adam Cole's a bit controversial with me. I feel like dude got snake bit, and there's a whole thing about him. But
Hmm.
I think that Fletcher needs to defeat Adam Cole for TNT title, go on a TNT title run, but then the feud eventually Kyle Fletcher versus Sammy Guevara.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
that would feed families. I think that
That could be a Wrestle Dream
oh,
or Full
I think that would be
Gear.
incredible.
Yes, I would
Yeah.
like to see it all in a like a ladder match for the TNT title.
Yes. Remember when they did that casino gauntlet ladder match? It was and
Yes.
it was when Brian Cage debuted. He
Hmm.
and they had the thing that I think that would be incredible to have and you
Yes.
could actually protect Adam Cole
Hmm.
by having a ladder match where Kyle Fletcher gets it, or but then bring Sammy in and have Sammy be his next feud. I don't know.
Hmm.
There's so many ways you can go, but
Like Sammy going right up for it, and also here comes Kyle Fletcher, pulls
yeah.
him off the ladder, does the finisher, and goes up and climbs for it. And Sammy's like, "Oh no, no, that's not how it's gonna go."
Or Don Callis gets involved somehow or something. I don't
Yes.
know. But
So
tonight, man, like there was so much flippy. I love all the lucha stuff tonight. That was tonight, or I guess
man,
last night.
the lucha
Last night in the East.
wrestling. The lucha wrestling, I love the way the setup looked, the ring, the stage, especially the ring, the red, white, and green. I was hoping it was going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the green was a little dark, I thought it was black at first, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Wait, no, that's green. It's just a dark green." And then seeing, like I said, the crowd, everybody was there. Like when Mystico came out, they was singing,
That's the
bro,
new Kazini Nare,
bro.
Judas. Yeah, that was there. That was these. Everybody went nuts when
Yes,
his music hit.
he is their hero over there,
Mm-hmm.
and just to see him like that, like man, I don't know who their CML world champion is, but you need to put on Mystico now. Like it's the guy. Like come on, man, it's Mystico, and he came out. They were singing for him, man. Man, I wasn't sure what they're singing. I was about to sing along. It was like I don't know what to sing in.
Yeah.
So
I was waiting to go Kazini Nare. Wait, that's Japanese.
yeah. So I was like, man, it's just tonight was fun. It was so much fun. The
Yeah.
matches were amazing. Uh, like I said, the Hangman promo was great. The Don Callis family and uh, what I said, the CMLL side, what
Mm-hmm.
I called it.
Yeah.
So, and then on my show, I had who was the all elite wrestler of the night. Me was hologram. I just thought
The
he was
hologram's
great.
fantastic.
Yep,
Yeah.
hologram.
We're Holla fans in this household. We're big Holla fans.
Oh yeah, hologram fans.
Yeah. And I liked
But
and but I my top performer was Mystico because where hologram it's almost like he has such a high bar for me that every match hologram is I know is going to do great. What I loved about Mystico was with despite the language barrier, he put on a top level match with MJF and was able to put I mean there were one or two little moments there here and there, but I felt like Mystico was so over. They put on a very storytelling match. You know, a
mhm.
lot of the stuff with Hurt Syndicate and MVP not being happy with MJF, getting into the crowd. I think that's we're gonna hear that storyline come forward.
I
But
really think he's going to get kicked out.
yep.
Hopefully, they can sign Cedric Alexander, and then MJF gets his crew, and then we see that lead up to All In or Wrestle Dream or
Mhm.
something.
Do you think MJF's gonna try to bring back the pinnacle or some form of it?
I sure hope so. Like when Wardlow's done with this whole American Gladiator thing, I would love to see him and Wardlow back together. They just worked so well together and meshed so well. I would love to see them back, and even if Wardlow's a heel, sure, but to not just to see him as this bodyguard like he was last time,
Yeah.
but to see him actually in a full role with MJF, and they both actually they could go for the tag team titles
Hmm.
against Shelton and uh, Bobby
That would
Lashley,
be interesting. Yeah,
and
I
they
just
get
don't. I just don't
and
know
they
if Wardlow is going to be able. Like, is he done with MJF though? Like, is he just
they
is
could
he
get that back. Like let's say like they turn on him and kick him out, and he's just don't know where to go. There's just backstage segment. Wardlow just shows up and like just kind of like reminds him
like
what it
like
was
he
like when they
grabs
were together.
yeah like he
And he
grabs
go,
MJF and say, "Listen, I'll help you, but on my terms." Like
yes,
like
yes,
I'm going to do it on my terms this time.
yes.
Not in control, but I'm calling
Mhm.
the shot, my own shots, and
Yeah, yeah.
that kind of thing.
I don't own you. You don't own me.
I
We
mean,
work together. We can run this thing.
imagine Wardlow versus Bobby Lashley, just one on one, right?
Okay, that's goosebumps, man. That one right there.
Yeah, is the
That
goosebumps of
right
the
there,
night.
bro.
Awesome
Like,
stuff, man.
but yeah, and then if they can get like Hammerstone, there's rumors of MJF
Hmm.
bringing his good friend Hammerstone in.
Yep.
Imagine if Wardlow and Hammerstone, they'd be like those two big guys for MJF that, and then they go win the tag titles, and then they help him win the AEW
Hmm.
title. Um, and then shoot, have like a new pinnacle or call it something else.
Yeah.
I mean, and then who is the other guy?
Well,
Hammerstone and Jeff, and
they got yeah.
there was an MLW. I'm trying to think of his name. There was a there was a faction together.
Oh, are you not no, not EC3. I know you're talking about. I can't remember his name now. I'm trying. It's hard to keep track of all the wrestlers out there, but that would be
Yeah,
interesting. That'd be interesting to see, man.
they could go for the trios titles.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
that's the one thing, man, is keeping solid trios together.
Yes.
So that way you can put titles on different. Like I wouldn't mind seeing like Jack Perry and Bucks back together, the Elite,
Mm-hmm.
and then have them go for the trios titles. Seeing, I mean, even Kevin Knight, Commander, and Speedball go for the
Yep.
trios titles. I mean, there's so many ways you can go with these trios.
Top Flight and AR Fox would be a great
Yes,
trio, you know.
LFI,
LF,
LFI.
yep, yep.
Um,
Oh,
I
whoosh.
I was so upset Roosh wasn't on there tonight.
At least we
Like,
got Mortos though.
at least we got more toast.
Frank
But
Mortos, attorney at RAR, which we found out. I think it was released today that he and Mercedes are an
I
item.
know Beauty and the Beast, bro.
Beauty and the Beast, man.
Legit.
Look, you know, he's.
I wonder how long they've been dating, though. That's the
I
question.
think I bet it's been for a while, and yeah, I guess the rumor is he's actually a handsome dude under the mask, but I don't know, man.
I mean, he got her, so
Yeah, he got the CEO,
he did.
the
So,
Beast, the
which
Beast.
going speaking of CEO, I had that feeling she was going to win, but I was like, man, I don't want her to. Like, I mean, I mean, she's the belt selector. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's her fifth title now. I mean, six if you count the Owen Hart, but I mean, I don't because it's just a
Yeah,
tournament
it's not a
deal.
defend. Yeah,
But she's got five belts now, and I if she wins the AEW Women's Championship with these belts, how is she going to hold on them? Like you
well,
saw
yeah.
her drop, you
Did you
saw her
see her?
drop one already. Like
Yeah, she couldn't hold him, and that's what I loved about the Tony Storm thing at the end is that she was kind of stuck. She was kind of like she had too
yes,
many belts, she couldn't run because she was like holding them all.
uh huh,
I also like that Mina was involved again, so I
yes.
think Mina is gonna play a factor, and I'd love
Hey,
to see Mina go after one of those other belts of hers.
TBS Championship.
Yep, yep.
Let's. How about all in TBS Championship,
Mm-hmm.
and then now she's got to go face Tony,
Mm-hmm.
or she faces Tony, and then it sets up. Mina comes out. It's like I want that, and then she beats her for what that belt, and she takes that belt away, and she's the TBS champ.
I
Something.
I like what they're doing with Mercedes as the belt collector because one thing about these belt collector, like when Kenny was the belt
Yes.
collector, is the crash out when they start losing those belts. Because
Mm-hmm.
eventually Mercedes is going to have to lose those belts. She'll
Oh yeah.
lose one and she'll be like, okay, and then she'll lose another, and then eventually she'll crash out. But that's such a great character building moment, and it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be great. I'm worried that she's gonna beat Tony at All In. I'm worried about that, but I'm gonna strap myself. I know either way, it's gonna be an awesome match between the two of them.
And
But
see, that's the thing. I've seen a lot of people, hate the whole so and so Hogan term. Mercedes
you
Hogan, Becky Hogan, Rhea Hogan, all these. Some are even saying John Hogan, Cope
know,
Hogan. And I'm like, yo, one, no, nowhere near close to Hulk.
mm-hmm.
And two, just because someone has creative control, if that is true about Mercedes, who knows? This could just be Tony Khan doing all this. Like, hey,
well,
this is my Mercedes Monet, and I'm putting all these belts on her, haha. And
well,
everyone's like, oh, she's got creative control. It's like, how do you know that? Like,
my understanding is everybody has a good degree of creative control in
yeah,
AEW. Like it's a
that's why
merit based.
Shotzi
Yeah,
and Elena Black want to go there because the freedom of creative control.
I want now. I know that Tatum Paxley's still with NXT, but imagine if Shotzi, Elena Black, and Priscilla Kelly they formed that Chemical X group that they had with Tatum back in because I thought Tatum and Gigi were a great tag and with Shotzi,
Mhm.
Shotzi's killing it. By the way, I think Shotzi's booked like 25 matches in the next month.
What me and my friend are going to GCW on July 11th, and we're seeing Matt Cardona versus Shotzi.
I'll see you there, man. I honestly, dude,
That's
I it was like
we got fourth
ROH,
row.
GCW, and then when they
Hmm.
said Shotzi, now, all right, you want to know the story? I booked that match.
What?
Now now again that's I don't want to
Do
be
tell. Do
I don't
tell.
want to tell I don't want to like I will put it to you this way.
Do tell what you can.
So, and I'll just put it to you this way. It was just like one more. I saw Shotzi posted this picture about how she's the your new indie god, right? So I went and made a graphic of I put Shotzi versus Matt Cardona, who rules the indies, who's the indie god, and I tagged both of them on Twitter, and I said who's going to book this match, who's the real indie god, and I tagged both of them, and I tagged GCW, who's going to book this match. And
DCW
then
say we got
within 25 minutes or so, Cardona retweeted and said, "I'm going to smack this green haired thief back to Connecticut where she belongs," or something like that.
it.
And
I love that.
like he said something like that, and then he's like, "Yeah, who's going to book this match?" And then it took off and it blew up, and I thought, "Oh, this is cool. I hope this would be pretty cool." And then that afternoon, GCW announces Matt Cardona versus Shotzi Blackheart, July
Bro.
11th. And I was just like, it's happening. It's happening. So I'd like to believe I booked that match, even though it was right there. I mean, they were
Thank you.
probably planning on it anyways. And I my little stupid graphic was like, all right, let's pull the trigger. But
Yeah, they're already playing it, and you shared it, and they're like, "Oh crap! Now we get let's just
they're
announce
on
it."
to us. Let's do it. Yeah. But I mean, shoot. I mean, how many tickets do you think they sold when they announced that? I mean, that's.
Well, we already bought our tickets because we were already planning on going Friday. And we're like, well, what can we do?
Yep.
Because we're talking about Ring of Honor, but I was like, man, the only thing I've seen is that VIP thing
Mm-hmm.
where you watch Ring of Honor before All In. And then we're like, we're not paying $1,000 just to go see Ring
No.
of Honor. So I was like, man, they gotta at least have some 30, 40 something dollar tickets. And I didn't find it. And all of a sudden, I went on, I was talking, who was I talking? I was talking to a friend of mine, man, about GCW. And I was like, what if they got a show coming up? And I started looking, I saw Dallas. I was like, oh, July 11th. So I talked to my friend. I was like, "Hey, what if we book hotel for 2 nights and let's go to Starcast and GCW?" And he's like, "Let's do it." And I was
Yep.
like, "Heck yeah!" So we already got our tickets, and then later that
Are you
afternoon,
guys ringside or you guys
we're
standing
fourth row. Yes, we're
fourth
fourth
row?
row.
Oh, lucky.
Yes,
We're gonna be standing room, but it's gonna be so worth it, man.
we did. We're like, screw it. We're going. We saved up money for this. We're going all out or all in. We're
Yeah,
going all in.
you're going all out at all in. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, bro, yeah, if I want to go, I want to get a good experience, and where we
Mhm.
got our seats, like it says, fourth row, and who knows what could happen. Like Joey Janela's going to be there, and Elena Black's going to be there. She,
Mhm.
and of course, Shotzi versus Matt
Shots. Yeah.
Cardona.
Yeah, I
Gringo
think
Loco going to be there. Man, just so
it's
many
gonna be insane.
great matches. What got me was. Who was the match that got me? It was because it was way before Matt Cardona, and I was just texting them that too
Well, they
before the
is it
announcement
Mance?
was.
Isn't Mance Warner? I think is. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I think that's what got me. Was like Mance Warner. Cause I like him. I'm a fan. And Elena Black. I was see her, and
Oh,
then I'll.
Elena Black versus Slamovich, dude.
Yes, I get to
Oh,
slam a bit.
Effie versus Atticus Cougar.
TNA World
Um,
Title Ain't Online, is it?
yeah, it's Mance Warner versus Ricky Morton. Ricky freaking
Yes.
Morton, dude.
He
But
still got it.
oh man, I love Masha Slamovich, man. I
Yes.
I might have to swing by a alcohol store. I want to get by her a thing of vodka just to have
Nice.
and do. My wrestling bucket list is do a shot of vodka with Masha Slamovich. Because
Nice.
she's a because I also in addition to Dynamite Download, I host Mission Pro Spotlight. Thunder Rosa's Mission Pro Wrestling promotion, and Masha Slamovich is a Mission Pro alumni. One of her best matches. You get a chance to go check out Masha Slamovich versus La Rosa Negra, Mission Pro Wrestling. They had such an incredible banger match, and there's a spot where they spill out to the outside, and La Rosa Negra grabs this guy's beer. She takes a swig, and she pours it all over Masha. It's such an incredible match. It's such a great demonstration of both of them. But that was the beginning of my Masha markout, and ever since then, she's just been one of my favorite all time wrestlers.
Heck yeah.
He's so
See,
fantastic.
and I hope when we go there, like we can meet them and don't have to pay, or don't have to pay a lot. Like, I don't mind
Shoot,
paying just.
they might bleed on us.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, we might get some blood on us, bro.
Yeah.
We're just like I said, we're fourth row. We're like right there. So seeing all that up close, especially when it comes to Cardona and Shotzi,
Yeah.
like they're gonna have some kind of. There's probably gonna be rules anyway. It's just she's gonna go through some kind of light bulb or something
Oh,
or
she's gonna
some
go.
glass.
She's gonna go balls out. I wouldn't be surprised she rolls in
Yes,
an actual tank.
bro. See, that's what's gonna be so fun, and like I said, I hope we can meet them and get some pictures,
Yeah.
afterwards, or they have some kind of meet and greet. Because I'd love to get a picture with her or Matt Cardona, Lena Black,
And
uh,
I'm a Joey Janela fan. I
Joey
know I don't
Janela.
apologize for it. There are people that hate on him, dude. I love him. He's
I don't hate
fantastic.
on him. I'm a fan of him. I think
It
he's great.
is it, go watch that. Go watch the documentary. Please don't die, Joey Janela. And
Huh?
you'll
I'm gonna
you'll
have to check that out.
it's on you. It's free on YouTube. Check it out. And it's
Yeah,
like when he was it's pre AEW. Back when he was dating Penelope Ford, and it's got some great stuff. Joey Janela, and I think Joey Janela is misunderstood because he plays this character, but I think he really does have a huge heart, and I think he really knows he has a great mind for the business.
yeah,
I think that a lot of like when he was trying to help put over Sonny Kish, and it just seemed like he was getting some pushback from whatever, but there was a lot of things that I see some genius in the way he books and the way he sets up feuds. And it's sad we lost Sabu, but I feel like that was such a great last opponent for Sabu with
yes,
Joey Janela. I mean, I feel like that was an unofficial torch passing,
yes.
if you will. But yeah,
Yeah, and that's the thing about a lot of wrestlers, especially within AEW. They're the alternatives. They're not. It's not your traditional quote unquote machine.
or the sickos.
Yes, we're sickos. So it's the alternative, and so I've been watching since 19, but around I think around when the whole big deal with the Elite and Punk, it kind of got me out of it because I was like, man, I don't need, I want to see this. I want to see.
Yeah.
I want this out in public.
Mhm.
I was bull crap. At 23, then of course there's some podcasts I listen to, and I was like, yeah, they got good points and this and that. But I was like, so last year, midpoint last year, I was like, I'm just gonna watch it, ignore all the noise, and just watch for myself. And I was like, man, I love it. And then now in 2025, especially now they're on stream and I can watch it more. Now I'm like, man, I'm loving this more than WWE, man.
Yeah.
It's fun. I love seeing the spotlight, and especially CMLL, like all the wrestlers they had
Mhm.
tonight from the promotion. Not only that, when they're featuring them on Dynamite and Collision before the lead up to this,
Yeah.
it wasn't just for this show and that's it. And of course, after the show, we're going to see some more. I mean, we
Mhm.
already see Duelistico. We already see Mauricio. Did I say it right?
Hechicero. Yeah,
Hechicero.
Hechicero.
I
Yeah,
keep butchering every time.
Hechicero. Oh, yeah.
And Mystico,
Dude,
Atlantis. I mean,
Forbidden Door has the potential this year to be incredible. If you do
bro,
CMLL, New Japan, Maple Leaf, right? Like bring in some Canadian wrestlers,
yes,
UK. I
yes.
mean, it could be phenomenal, dude. There's
This
just
could
gonna
be the
be
biggest and best because the Forbidden Doors in the past just been New Japan. Let's
yeah.
bring everybody CML, New Japan, Rev Pro,
I think
Maple
Tony
Leaf.
I think Tony tried to get AAA involved, but with especially when the Lucha Brothers were there, I just I get the feeling Conan kind of got kind of soured everybody on AAA and AEW's relationship, and so that kind of fell out. But now that AEW has built this solid CMLL relationship, and New Japan has got a great relationship with them, I
Mhm.
the potential for Forbidden Doors is going to be insane.
That pay per view I might actually buy.
Yeah,
I like,
it'll be
especially with
worth.
everyone's future. Since I'm not buying all in, since I'm going because I'm going.
Yeah, me either.
And for Ben Doors, especially Tony Khan, if you're listening, if you like this, if you want me to really buy, put in Maple Leaf, Rev Pro, CML,
Mm-hmm.
and New Japan with AEW. Put some Forbidden Door fantasy matches up there, maybe even some cross promotional title matches. and let's go
Yeah.
all out for this thing.
I want to ask your opinion on this. Of course, we talk about this on Dynamite all the time, but on Dynamite Download, what do you think about unifying the international intercontinental breakfast title? And do you think that that should be a title that's defended worldwide? Like, do you think the winner of that should go worldwide or just on AEW?
Yeah, so the AEW Unified Championship,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I love the title, but I don't want to see the International Continental title go away because I think there are important titles,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to some of the other guys like Speedball, Dorlistico, Mystico, Rouge. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so many potential champions with those titles, especially like Mystico. Imagine him holding the international title
Yeah.
tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. That gold around his waist. Just so much potential. And yeah, since you have all these relationships with like what Takeshita was doing with it when he had it, he was going around Japan defending the title in New Japan. I think he even defended at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yep.
So you have all these relationships, and you have an international title. What I think an international intercontinental title should be, it international
Yes.
intercontinental means you
Mm-hmm.
go defend it, not just in your state or country, in every continent, because that's what it's called now.
Yeah. Distinct makes it
International
distinguished.
and
Yeah.
international and continental are kind of the same. So if I want to keep one, I want international. It looks
Mm-hmm.
way better. It looks gorgeous with the flags and the gold. Continental, I think it's good, but if I had to choose from one or the other, international and keep it, I have a feeling the reason why he's doing this is because who created a new international title lately for their promotion?
Mm-hmm.
TNA.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe to avoid, who knows if the trademark
And you
expires, they
can't
told him
call
to
it
do it.
intercontinental title
You
because
can't.
WWE. Yeah.
And that's what takes me off about some of these podcasts. They're like, why didn't they call it the Intercontinental title? This was stupid, unified. It's like, well, because they can't. They can't.
Yeah.
If they do, who's WWE's going to come after them?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to sue them. They're going to,
But
you can do that. We trademarked it.
they can treat exactly, but they can still treat it like you just said. Make it an international title. Make it a title that they can, imagine like when you said Mystico winning this title, I was like, wow. Imagine Mystico defending it in Japan. I mean,
Or
yeah,
CMLL or
because
these
if
other
you remember,
guys.
when Pac had the title, he was defending it in the UK. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was going around. I think that
Hmm.
that's what they need. Where the AEW Big Platinum, once Hangman breaks it out of the suitcase, that's the AEW Gold. That's the top tier AEW. That's the main title, but the international title, that's you go to all these other countries and defend it. Maple Leaf Wrestling have AEW defend it in
And you had
Maple
the
Leaf.
Canada title on the Canada flag on the title belt.
It only spreads AEW fandom. It only
Yeah.
increases eyes on the product, and I think it would be fantastic. And
Especially how beautiful that title looks. It's like the AEW World Title.
yeah,
Like, say this is what I would like to. Let's call, because they already said it's already been reported that
yep.
this title is basically going to be a second world title. Let's call it the AEW Worldwide Championship.
Well, like that.
You can hashtag AEW Worldwide. You
Hmm.
can keep the international title, maybe retire the continental title. I almost said continental title,
Yeah,
and instead of calling the Continental Classic, call it the International Classic. And you can still keep that, of course,
yeah.
the name change, and then you can have it to where you have CML, you have Maple Leaf, you have New Japan, you
Hmm.
have Rep Pro, and they're all in this. And this that not just AEW wrestlers, but all get
Yeah,
these wrestlers. They're in this classic, just kind of like New Japan does with their G1, with their Best of Junior, with all their
yeah.
tournaments. They don't just do New Japan; they get wrestlers from everywhere, and a lot of them come from AEW. So this is how I would like for it to be done, because the AEW Worldwide Championship has a great ring to it, and again, you can hashtag AEW Worldwide,
Hmm.
and it will trend, because this is where you want AEW to do or be a worldwide promotion for
Hmm.
everyone to love and enjoy, an alternative, and that's what it is, and so it's always been, and it's what it always will be, and that's what will always be here and stay around. It's not
Yep.
going away. They're not going out of business. They're not dying.
Not at all.
They're
I'm
going to remain AEW, and they're going to remain, and AEW is going to be around for years to come. If we can see the dark ages that TNA went through, and they're still here,
mhm.
AEW is completely fine.
Absolutely. I mean, what's Warner gonna put on instead of AEW? Young Sheldon? You know, I mean, what what?
They lost the NBA.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So it's like they're AEW's is as I think the big mistake people still make is they keep trying to compare AEW to WWE, which has been around for decades, and yet AEW is still a young company, and yet it's growing and it's fun and it's like what it's like you said with Aaron loves wrestling. It's if you're a wrestling fan and they have stuff for everybody, but when
Mm-hmm.
people get mired down in ratings and how many oh how this they did 2.5 in the third quarter, I don't care about that. I care about how much fun was the show. And on the network it's one of their top continue it's one of their consistently top rated shows all the time. Now it sounds like they're thinking about maybe moving Collision because it did pretty good during the week. I don't know if they're going to do that, but as far as ratings, I don't care about that. I care about enjoying the show, and I don't AEW is not going anywhere. And what's going to
No.
be cool is in 10 years when we're talking about AEW and we're talking about these veterans named Kevin Knight and Darby Allin and these 10 year these guys have been around for 15 years in AEW being the leaders of the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Because
gonna be
Kenny
cool.
Omega, who knows how long he has.
Yeah.
I mean, he's up there. He's 40 something,
Mm-hmm.
and his style of wrestling. If he can't perform to that top performance, he's going to be like Undertaker. He's going to be like, "Ah, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
retire.
Yep.
If I can't give my fans this match, then I'm just going to retire, and they're going to memory from the last match that was."
Yep.
And that he doesn't mean he's done. He's going to remain a probably he'll probably go into production, creative, maybe just to train
Mm-hmm.
future talent. Heck, be a general manager. That's one thing I love for AEW, have a general manager role on the show.
Yep.
Somebody is a solid general manager. When things get in chaos, they come out and they restore some order.
Yeah,
You know.
it could be Tony, like because Tony Khan can stay in the back and have somebody come out and kind of and I thought they were trying to do that with Christopher Daniels there for a little bit, but it didn't quite
Hmm.
go that direction. But
I thought
yeah,
they was going to do that with William Regal when he signed.
oh, man.
I thought that's what they was going to do. But they can do that with Sting. Sting somewhat did that in TNA
Mm-hmm.
because when he was with when he got when he got hurt, he became like a interim general manager or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he was doing that great. And he didn't have the face paint; he was just in his clothes, the sunglasses, like he was with Main Event Mafia, and he was just general manager. And I'm like, man, imagine if Sting could do. He got to wrestle. He can
Yeah,
just be a manager and have order, and then just imagine him carry around the bat. So people really start getting out of
it's
order.
Sting. Yeah, yeah, to
Yeah,
mess with.
just like point the bat at him and be like, no,
Yeah, what are you gonna
you're
do?
putting the title on the line tonight.
Exactly. Yeah, you are going one on one with Moxley. No,
Yeah, so
you're
it's
going.
like they could do that as a. I mean, MVP would be a great manager, general
Mm-hmm.
manager. I think he would be a great general manager. When when they this hurt syndicate thing, which they won't go away for a long while,
Mm-hmm.
but when he's done with that, let's have MVP as general manager of AEW Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say they want to see a brand split with Collision and Dynamite. Maybe that'll work, but if you're gonna do it right.
The thing is this is that the brand split's not even working on WWE anymore. It's like people are still popping up on each other. I understand the philosophy, but and you can do a soft brand split by scheduling remember when the Bang Bang Gang were like the collision Cowboys,
Hmm.
because they were you can book it that way where there's certain talent that go to collision and certain but not explicitly say it's a draft or say it's a specific brand split, because just have the TNT title defended on TNT, have the TBS title defended on TBS,
Yeah.
because I think it restricts you when you try to actually say a brand split. But like you said, you can have that soft brand split where, and that helps because you can announce what's going to be on Collision during Dynamite to perpetuate those stories, and then when Collision, you can say what's going to happen on Dynamite. You can keep your talent rested, but constantly have storylines building, and maybe what Tony Khan's next move here is women's tag team titles. He's kind of dipping his toe in it, I think.
I think he's seeing the fans, like,
Mm-hmm.
especially we're seeing a lot of these tag team matches lately with the women.
Yep.
I mean, you got it's not just AEW with Ring of Honor. You have the roster to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You have a better roster, in my opinion, than WWE does. They don't have many teams. They just randomly throw women together.
And they had some teams that they split up when they got rid of Jakara Jackson. They
They
got rid
split
of
up or release.
Yep. They did a lot of releases, and they released like half of a lot of the women's tag teams right there.
I mean, Penelope Ford, Megan Bain, great together.
Mega Bad.
KJ, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Willow
then you,
and Statlander.
yes, you can reunite them.
Mm-hmm. Or Statlander and Marina Shafir.
Ooh,
Did you see that little interaction backstage?
that would be great. That would be great. Even you can even throw Camille in there when she comes back.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like a little dominant trio faction, women's faction.
Yeah.
You can do Mina and Tony. They're already working together. Mercedes, they get Mercedes and Harley back together. They were
Mm-hmm.
great together. They were so much fun.
I love like Mini Mercedes, the puppet was so cool. I mean, that was sick. And that's smart too, because I felt like Harley enhanced Mercedes' character by, like Harley's presence helped Mercedes play off of her,
Mm-hmm.
as kind of that heel persona. And I feel like Mercedes gets kind of a bum rap. I understand. Like I felt like her AEW debut was kind of shoddy, and I felt like it took her a while to get her to kind of get into the system a little bit. But when she had that first match with Statlander, that was the first time I said, okay, I can see it now. And then from there, she just has progressed. And I think this feud with Tony Storm has been great. I feel like she's progressed quite a bit, and I think even though the character, I don't like. You always hate the conceited belt collector. You want them to lose, but the way she reacted to Tony Storm tonight was great. I think it's working.
This is my thing um, with Mercedes. What if at All In, everyone's expecting her to win. What if at All In she loses and that starts her downfall?
Yeah.
She loses that. She loses that. Then someone challenges for TBS, whether it be Athena or Mina, and she loses that title. And then CMLL, maybe the lady she faced tonight. I keep saying her name wrong, or someone else within CMLL.
Dukesies, yeah.
Yeah, and then where the other title belts she has? One, she don't have that
Got a
Japan title
UK
anymore,
belt.
does she?
Yeah, she's got a UK belt, I think, too. She lost the New
Okay.
Japan one, didn't
Yeah,
she? And but
that's right. Today's Asm or AZM.
yep, Azumi it has it,
Zumi.
and like I think would be cool is like she loses the title. She loses the title match with Tony, and then Athena challenges her for a title for TBS versus Ring of
Yes.
Honor, and then Athena wins the TBS title, and so then now it's like, what am I gonna do or something?
Hmm.
There's so many ways to
And
go.
then what they could do is come back to the Harley thing, and she's the one that helps cheer Mercedes back up and gets her back on the right track after she loses
Redemption,
the thing.
yep, there it
Redemption.
is,
And
there
they
it
can kind
is.
of turn her to a baby face with Harley Quinn.
And
Harley Cameron.
Harley Quinn. Harley Cameron goes, right. Well, what we're going to do instead is we're going to instead go after the tag titles together, you and me.
Yes.
Let's go.
Exactly. What's up, Christopher? How you doing? Nice of you to join.
Christopher. Peace.
Yes, that would be great. Because these, man, see, there's so much they can go
Mm-hmm.
into. But even if she does win, you can still have maybe Jamie Hayter or Athena or
Tekla.
Yeah, Tekla come face her for the title,
Mm-hmm.
and then she can lose that way,
Yep. Wow.
or Tony gets a rematch. You
Yeah.
know,
AEW women's division is ready to just go to the moon. It just needs, it just needs they need the time, they need more matches, they need the platform for it. And
and
I'm
now
excited. Yeah.
he needs to do an all women pay per view.
Yes.
All
Or
call it all elite women.
I think to start, he needs to test it out with Ladies Night Dynamite. Have a
Yes.
Ladies Night Dynamite and just like kind of like how they have Battle for the Belts or
Hmm.
some of those
I
special
missed
events.
Battle of the Belts, man. I wanted to come back.
I do, but they got to start having some people lose titles on Battle of the Belts. I
Yeah,
mean,
that
there
was a
was
problem. Nobody, or maybe once or
there
twice,
was
someone
one
lost, but
title change in the Battle of the Belts, and it was Sammy Guevara. And
man,
yeah, and it was a TBS, and then it wasn't long until he got it back. But yeah, that's it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, bring back I like those special events, but have a Ladies Night Dynamite,
hmm,
a women's Continental Classic. They don't have
yes,
to call it Continental Classic. It could be for the TBS title or something. You could have it
TBS Classic.
the TBS class or the TBS Classic, and I when Tony Khan first announced the Continental Classic, I'm like, oh, this is such a bad idea. Oh, this is going to be boring. I 180 when I saw how it went down because what's great is you jam it with all these stars and rising stars, but
Hmm.
if you lose a match in the Continental Classic, it doesn't mean you're out. Like you're still in the race for it. You looked at Eddie Kingston's story. You looked at a lot of
Yeah.
that. I thought that was fantastic how they. So I think if we had, I love the name TBS Women's Classic. I think that would be great.
Oh yeah.
Did you
I
turn
think
into John Cena for a second there? I couldn't see you.
I was going to share the episode on X, but yeah, that would be great for the for women because they do need, especially the roster he has.
Mhm,
Man, he just has a stacked women's roster.
mhm.
Chris Statlander, Tekla, Jamie Hayter, and
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa, which I'm hoping she'll be the one that wins that Ring of Honor Women's
Mhm.
Championship because they're teasing it.
Yep.
Just especially Thunder Rosa, man, she needs Deanna Perosa.
Mhm,
Thunder Rosa, she needs she came in AEW, man, and she's still to me one of the
mhm.
main core of the women's division,
Yep.
and she can uh, get her. If Tony Khan can bring her back and really put her to the top,
Mhm.
a lot of people will get behind her.
Yep.
Especially now that you had the CML deal. There, I mean, come on. And then you got, uh, and then you got Tony Tay Mello.
Mhm,
She's back, so you push her as a. I mean, she's beloved by the fans. Push her in the women's title picture.
mhm.
So just and then of course Anna Jay with the TBS championship or even the women's championship.
And it'll be interesting is if Thunder Rosa defeats Athena for the Ring of Honor title, bring Athena and Billy Starks onto Dynamite and Collision, and
Yes.
have them be in contention for a lot of this stuff, or maybe
The
make them a
tag title.
tag titles.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. They're already a
Dominion
team.
Incorporated or something like that. Have some kind of thing. Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff.
I like. I would like for Queen Aminata to win that Ring of Honor Pure
The
Championship.
one and only.
The one
Yes.
and only. She
Yes.
should win that Ring of Honor Pure
God,
Women's Championship.
that Tekla versus Aminata match was
Ooh, that was a great match.
brutal, man. That
Mm-hmm.
I swear they went backstage before the match and said, "All right, we're gonna hit each other. We're gonna make this brutal," and they
Mm-hmm.
did. I thought it was great.
We're gonna sell it out. We're gonna put a great match for them for these fans
Yeah.
because they get a great match. And then I wonder how this Tekla's gonna go. Like she's just gonna keep getting these wins. Maybe she's the one that dethrones Mercedes. I mean, maybe she becomes undefeated, undefeated versus undefeated.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be
So,
that'd be cool. Who's gonna break the streak? That'd be cool.
well, let's get into Grand Slam.
Yeah, let's do it.
We kind of went way off course,
Oh,
but
we
we
only
had some
only
great
for an hour.
conversation.
Only for an
Yes,
hour, dude. No
and
big
it
deal.
doesn't feel like an hour.
Nope, never does.
So we first had the Don Callis family and versus what I say CMLL Team CMLL,
Mm-hmm.
which you had Atlantis versus Dax, and I mean Atlantis and Senior and Junior.
Mm-hmm.
You had Bandito. You had Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole, and that was a great team. Yeah, that was a great team. And then they went up against Horichio.
Hechicero, yeah.
Hechicero, thank you.
Yeah. Like
Hechicero.
habanero.
Let it get it
Hechicero.
down, brother.
It's all
Forgive
good.
me. Forgive me if you watch this podcast. Forgive me, brother.
It's all good.
Josh Alexander, Takeshna, Fletcher, Archer, and Volador Jr. He was like there were some late additions because it was a 12-man and then went to a 14-man, which I thought was great. I was like, oh, more.
Let me get 20 man. Let's go.
Right. Tony Khan's going to just do it. If
He's
it's
like,
something that nobody's
for
done
the
before,
sickos.
right? Like
For
he's going
y'all.
to see 20-man. You say, oh.
Well, if I could just say the one thing I think I was feeling like the one nitpick about last tonight, it would have been cool if one of these was more of like a gauntlet or a battle royal.
Yeah.
You could still introduce all these guys, but no, it was great. It was the
Oh
way
yeah. Uh, but yeah, CMLL win. You had Atlantis pin Dax, and then Dax and company started beating down Atlantis, and everybody else came in and ran them off.
hmm
So I thought it was a great match, back and forth. A lot of great spots, some great lucha wrestling going on. That
Yep.
one spot when who was it? It was Adam Cole, Garcia, Bandito, and who's the fourth one? They were all four each corner doing the punches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was it Templario? I think it
yeah,
was. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, he was the other
Yeah.
Templario. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were all four in each corner, and they were just one, two, or uno, dos,
Dos,
tres.
tres. Yeah.
And then I was just like, man, that match was fun. And
Mhm.
like I said, 14-man. You had a lot of great matches, a lot of great stars in there. Brody King.
Brody
Um,
King and Brody King, Lance Archer, man,
hmm
meat. We want that, dude.
Yes,
We want the meat match.
yes, that should be a one-on-one match on Collision Saturday. Do it,
Texas
book
death
it.
match. That should be a Texas death match. The two of them.
Oh yes, and
Ugh.
they need. That's why I think John and Hangman at least should be
Mhm.
a Texas Death Match.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Oh, there he did it." So when they did it, how was it?
Yeah.
5 star,
Now, yeah.
phenomenal,
Now
fantastic.
you're at the Super Bowl of AEW. Let's do this. Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. So now we gotta do it again.
hmm
Let's do it even better.
Another steak dinner? Really?
Yeah, another
Exactly.
one and another
And
one.
another.
So, what's your thoughts on this match? What was your highlights
I
of it?
I loved it. It's funny. Like there is a risk of oversaturation when you have too many like multi-tag matches like this one. But I think given the time constraints, they wanted to get a good mix of AEW and CMLL wrestlers, and they did
Mhm.
just that. And everybody hit their beats. Um, I felt like there was a lot of like for so many different wrestlers and different backgrounds, they all and different wrestling styles, everybody had a chance to shine. You had your meat men, like we said, Brody King and Lance, but you also had the luchadors. You had Cesaro. You had a lot of great spots, and yeah, exactly. I felt like it was good. It was good to see freaking Atlanta Senior. Stokely ain't right for calling him Arthritis Senior. That Stokely ain't right for that. But
Drawing that heat.
I didn't think I'd like Stokely with FTR, but it's working. I
It's
mean,
working, bro.
he's
And they
he,
need to win those tag titles. They need, honestly, I did say the Fatal 4 Way was like Young Bucks, but instead of Young Bucks, maybe throw an FTR. Or shoot, make it a Fatal 5 Way.
ugh. I think I think they need if when they do have
Or just do a ladder match and you throw Young
TLC.
Bucks, FTR, and then throw someone else like Top Flight in there or something.
TLC, dude. Can you imagine TLC? Just a throwback to the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian, man. I
Oh, there
think,
you go. All in.
yep.
Christian and Cope, Young Bucks,
And Hurt
FTR,
Syndicate or FTR.
Hurt
Yeah.
Syndicate.
Well, you figure FTR kind of fills the Dudley spot. Young Bucks, would you say that the Young Bucks would kind of fill the Hardys?
Yeah.
And and then Cope
You
and
have
Christian would be
Christian
Edge and
Cope,
Christian.
and then you have Hart Syndicate, Kevin Knight, and
Speedball.
Speedball.
Yep.
And then who else did I
The
say?
Crew.
Oh, Will Ospreay and Swerve. Because man, they worked
Dude.
great as a tag team tonight, bro. When I was seeing them work together, I was like,
All right.
bro.
Imagine this. All right, as the storyline progresses, what if Hanger, Swerve, and Osprey arrive to the arena on horseback, like Tombstone? I'm
Yes,
your Huckleberry. Can you imagine?
bro. If they do that, we're definitely clipping this, and we're like,
Yeah,
called it. We
they
called it.
called it. Hey, if I'm booking GCW, I might as well book. No,
Yeah.
I thought that would be just sick, wouldn't it?
Tony Khan.
Yeah, hey Tony, he's watching. He's watching.
Yeah,
But
he's
yeah, this
watching.
this match was great. For a match with so many people involved, everybody got a chance to shine and get a good spot and got to show their strength. Everybody looked great, and yeah, I think this was, if you're going to create a relationship with CMLL, these are the types of matches you need to have,
Mhm.
because it was AWIs on these guys. Atlantis Jr., Templario, and of course Atlantis Sr. He's the elderly veteran. I think he's 65, 60 something. He's an
Mhm.
old dude, but he was good in it. Everything looked good. And then of course the storyline of getting the pin on Dax. How dare you pin me? That I thought that was fantastic. So
Yes.
yeah, thumbs up.
Yes. And I wasn't sure about FTR being a heel, but man, they are doing great.
Yeah.
Like they're a great heel, and that's why I think if they win those tag titles off of Hurt Syndicate, because Hurt Syndicate they're kind of a babyface.
Yeah,
Like a lot of people love them.
they're trying really hard to make Hurt Syndicate heels. No, no,
Don't.
no. They're what do we chant? When they
We
come out,
hurt
we are
people. We
people.
hurt people. We hurt people.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, just make them be babyface, and then if you don't do that ladder match, just let it be FTR that takes the titles off of them.
Mhm.
Cause man, yeah, they've held those titles since January.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've had a great run with those tag titles,
Mhm.
and I hope at some point Shelton can be an AEW World Champion. Bobby Lashley, unified or hopefully at one point worldwide championship. Uh,
I love how Shelton is truly getting his flowers in AEW. In
yes.
fact, I would argue he's more over than Bobby Lashley. I think I
Mm-hmm.
would argue that, like, because if you remember, like, they were chanting Shelton, and I love how, and it was smart to introduce him separate from Bobby, like how he came in before Bobby. You knew Bobby was coming, but how they introduced him, and it's been great, and I love that he's getting the love and getting the good look, and I love that Hurt Syndicate's getting to be what they were trying to be in WWE, and I love it. I think it's fantastic.
And that's why I love Cedric Alexander to sign because they can really do what they could have been doing,
Yep.
and what they could have done WWE, and he can be and they can go for the trios titles. They can go for Cedric can even go for I guess the AEW Unified Championship or
Mhm.
TNT Championship. So you can, you can do great with the Hurt Syndicate, especially when you have trios championships and they could be contenders in those titles.
And then Cedric versus Speedball, Cedric versus Kevin Knight, Cedric versus Darby, Cedric versus Ricochet again. Cedric for the line them up. Let's go.
Line them up. And I want to see Gates of Agony pair up with Ricochet. That's what I want.
Ooh,
And they can be in there for the trios tag titles.
that that would be sick, dude. Because here's the thing:
Because they're
Ricochet doesn't want the crew. He doesn't want small guys. He's gonna get monsters. to be
Yeah,
his crew. So, that's gonna, yeah,
I
that'll be
would love
cool.
for them to be pair up with him. That having his kind of status and
Hmm.
popularity could rub off on them, and they could just work together. And like I said, go for the trios titles, and then maybe Gates and I can have another shot at the tag titles. Eventually, win those, and Ricochet helps them out.
Hmm.
We could get Rick. I mean, that would be great. I
Hmm.
mean, Ricochet, if you listen to that, kid stingy when you wear that dang gum Eagles hat, but pair up with Gates and Egg.
Yeah, yeah, do it.
Do it. And stop wearing that Eagles hat. Don't wear that Eagles hat in Dallas. You will probably won't make it out. So next match, Mark Briscoe and Okada. That
I
was a great match.
very good. I'm. How can you not love chicken? I mean, Mark
Mm-mm.
Briscoe is just,
Mm-hmm.
he's so beloved, and I think it's funny he's growing the mohawk out after the whole Ricochet bald thing, so
Yes.
he's not bald. Um, I love that you can plug in Mark Briscoe in any match, and it's going to be incredible. Win or
Mm-hmm.
lose. They did kind of a last minute. I don't know if you saw that, it was like a quick promo that they released, I think today, to
Think so.
promote this match. But I thought,
Mm-hmm.
again, a great match. I think they're bringing out the best in Okada, to set up this match with Kenny for All In. Um, I love it. A lot of people I've heard people complain about the AEW version of Okada. I'm loving it. I kind of like his dry sense of humor,
Mm-hmm.
bitch. That whole thing.
Oh yeah.
This whole Callis, this whole joining Don Callis, and I think we talked about this on Dynamite Download. I think I saw you in the chat. The It's going to be interesting to see if Okada's presence in the Don Callis family leads to Takeshita not feeling as special as alpha as he used to be, and
Yes.
possibly turning babyface. And I'd love to see Takeshita with a with maybe an international or undisputed worldwide
What
title run.
if Okada's the one that's gonna win it all in, and then Takeshi's the one that takes the title off of Okada?
Uh, Tony, Tony Khan, right there. Let's do it. Book it.
Hire me as a on creative, Tony. Hire
Mm-hmm.
me. I'll
I
do it.
do it for free. Well,
I don't know about free.
no,
I'll
about free.
like
Yeah, I gotta
do
pay
it.
the bills.
Yes, but I wouldn't charge much.
Just cover the mortgage. Cover,
If it gives me backstage free AW shows, I'll do
yeah,
it.
backstage. Give me a few figures and some autographs and
Yes.
some meet and greets. I'll be good.
Title, replica title.
There you go.
So I would love to get AW replica title. So I'm hoping these shirts sell. They can go to stuff like that.
There you go.
AW,
It'll
AW
come.
World Title, replica, TNT title, uh, tag title, so WWE titles, New Japan. I want the New Japan title, but it's $2,500.
Right, that's a little. Yeah, that's pretty pricey.
That's pricey. But if they could do a payment plan, maybe.
Yeah, what's that payment thing they've got where you can buy DoorDash on a payment plan?
uh,
You get your nuggets for
Let me do a payment
on
plan,
layaway.
and then let me convince my wife of why I want. You don't. I know I
Is
didn't
she
either.
is she a wrestling fan too?
No, she's not a really big wrestling fan. She's watched it with me a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not like a big fan. She bought me tickets to WWE Raw show back in 22 for my birthday,
Oh,
and
there you go.
she went along and she had fun when it was live. Like, that's everybody. Like when you go live, you have a whole
Yeah,
lot.
you can't not have a good time.
So we went, and that night. It was Brock Lesnar there, Roman Reigns, and we got the superstar crowd there.
Sick.
And then you can see me and my Jaguars hoodie. I'm probably the only Jaguar fan there. I'm right there in the front row. Yeah, I'm up there. I'm like, ah. You can see a few times on, if you go back on, there's the Halloween Raw
Mm-hmm.
episode on 2022. You go back and you see a guy in the front row of the Jaguars.
That's you.
I'll be right behind this guy dressed up as Joker.
Jaguar
And
and Joker. There you go.
yeah, And I was trying to get JB because JB was there that night. And he was talking trash about some football team, and I was holding up my Jaguar. Call me
Nice.
out. I don't care. Hurt my feelings. So, but yeah, so she's not a big fan, but she's been supporting the podcast, and
That's cool.
um, she's she's been really supportive of it all, and she was supportive when I was trying to train and get into it and coming
Mhm.
up with ideas. She's been helping me ideas with this of new merchandise and things like
Nice.
that. So, like she just came out today. What I'm gonna probably do is try and get the QR code decals put on my car for all my. Of course, don't do it while driving, please.
Ah! Rear end.
Oh, I get to get the QR code.
If
But
you can
like,
reach this QR code, you're too close.
so like, if it's parked and you come across it, then
Yeah,
scan it. But don't do it while driving.
exactly. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so she's coming with some merchandise ideas. Hopefully, if the shirts start selling in the winter, I'll
Mhm.
probably try to get with the hoodies. But
There you go. Get some
probably do
merch.
that till these start selling.
Well, I got to get me one, so I'm gonna put in my order in a little bit. I'll get my ALW shirt
Yes.
because maybe a little shoot information, but Myndrunner's shoot name is also Aaron. So
Really?
I'm Aaron also. This Aaron loves
Hey.
wrestling as well. So,
Hey, Ron.
but I gotta go. So I gotta go with Myndrunner because we don't want to confuse which Aaron loves the wrestling. But if I were Aaron loves wrestling, I'm I'm part of it as well. But
Exactly.
so
And
I've got
then
there
what
we
I
go.
got going on is I'm gonna have all these QR codes. Like right here, you got QR codes. And so wherever you wear it, people can like I'm gonna wear it and all this. I was gonna wear some AEW shirts, but like no, I gotta wear this shirt.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wear this shirt, and when people see it, hopefully they're like, hey, they start scanning QR codes and
Well, you know what's going to happen? People are going to see ALW. They're going to think that's a promotion. They're going to like, oh, where's the ALW wrestling promote? And maybe you need to go to undisputedbelts.com. Not an official sponsor of this podcast yet, but I
get
highly recommend Undisputed Belts. Maybe you get an ALW title.
hey man,
You
heck
know,
man.
get red, white, and
You,
blue trim on
Hey,
it. That'd be cool.
bro, you gave me an idea, bro.
There it is.
I'm gonna try to see how much that costs.
There you go, dude.
I wonder how much it would cost.
We got honestly a couple only I'd say about $300. We got the We Love Wrestling title. We're on Mission Pro. We're doing kind of another draft, but it's all female wrestlers, but it's
Yeah,
from every promotion, and it's in honor of the late Trey, who was from We Love Wrestling. He had passed away a couple days after the last Mission Pro Wrestling went before it went on hiatus, and so we've got a replica belt that in fact let me dig it out. It's a replica, not a replica. It's an actual title belt, and the winner of the draft, the winning podcast, gets this title. And I'm actually going to bring it. This is the title.
ooh,
There's the front. We Love Wrestling,
that is
and
beautiful.
there's Trey, who's on the
Yeah,
side, and Mission Pro is on there as well. And
bro.
it's leather, so good. This was about $300. I highly recommend Undisputed Belts .com. They helped me with, and they communicate with you back and forth. I was going to get a different engraving, but he recommended the silver with the trim, and
Yeah,
it came out beyond bet way better than I expected.
but he makes
And
the belt, so I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing.
absolutely, yeah, I defer to
Yeah,
his
for three
judgment.
hundred, that's not bad.
Not bad at all for what you get. The
Yeah,
quality that you get, it's fantastic. Like I was afraid it was
can
going
he
to be
do
shoddy.
like WWE and AEW stuff too?
Hmm.
Like he won't get in trouble for it?
Well, I mean, you got to be smart with it. You have to research it, but they specialize in custom belts. Like
Okay.
you send them the graphics that you want. Like you could put like you could put like ALW on here, and you could
Mm-hmm.
do color. Like you could do your red, white, and blue logo on here. Aaron Loves Wrestling Champion or something like that. And then on the side plates, you can put whatever you want. You could put your mug on here, or you can put, just you can put like if you have like a instead of ALW, if you have a different logo or something like that, whatever you want to put on it, it's fantastic.
Hearts.
So
Put
unofficial
some
sponsor.
put some hearts on the side
There you go.
for
Yeah, love.
love.
Yeah, you need that. Like love. You need like a logo, like a heart. What I don't know with muscles. Loves wrestling. I don't know. There's something to that. You got
I'm
yeah.
sure he can help me out too. I'm sure
There
he
you
can
go.
be like, hey, well, how about this?
Yep.
And then, of course, I go on my wall. I go right there,
Yes.
bro. Like, yeah, thanks for that idea. I'm gonna
Yep.
look into it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Undisputed title belts, or undisputed belts,
Yep.
undisputed belts.
Undisputed belts. Yeah.
Okay,
Undisputed.
I will get in touch with him and see what I can do.
It's all about the undisputed.
Let's see. Christopher said, enjoyed the 14-man tag and the four-way flying match, and Okada versus Mark Briscoe. The main event, the only disappointment were Mercedes Moné winning. Mystico and MJF, I was upset about him pulling his mask off. That wasn't cool with
Yeah.
me.
I,
But tonight, 7.5 out of 10, really enjoyable. That's
yeah.
right. It was a fun night. If anyone can hate on this show, you just don't have a soul.
And,
Sorry.
and that's a yeah, exactly. And that's a fair critique. I mean, the ending was a little yeah, the whole DQ thing, and then I thought it was funny because I think Speedball was supposed to give Mystico a replacement mask. I don't know if you saw. He had like they was it Templario handed Speedball a replacement mask for Mystico to put on, but somehow Mystico got his old mask back, and so he had so they had to Bandito had to take off his mask and give him the other mask instead. That was kind of weird. But I mean, I thought the match was great. I understand Mercedes winning, but to me, as much as that, like I get it, it frustrated me, but I think that's kind of the point. Is
Yes.
you're supposed to kind of almost shoot hate this. You know what I mean? That's what makes her a great heel. I don't know. Do you agree?
See, and that's the thing what I said about John Moxley too. So a lot of people, everyone's hating and complaining about John Moxley and this
Mm-hmm.
whole title run, the
Yeah.
briefcase. Where is this really going, and this and that? Some are saying it's garbage. Some are saying they're going to be the death of AEW and all this stuff. And I'm like, you're either not really paying attention or you just flat out hate the show and you're
Mm-hmm.
just doing clickbait hate broadcasts, and that's all you're
Feel
doing
like that.
because this is what Tony Khan, and who knows, this might be Tony Khan's view. I don't want people just to not just, I guess, fake hate. I want them to actually really hate you. So that
Mm-hmm.
way, whoever wins these titles off of you, they're going to be the most cheered person in the company. Because just think, how many people were, because I was one of them, were cheering Roman Reigns? He wasn't a real heel,
Mm-mm.
even though he was portrayed as one. A lot of
Yeah.
people, I was want him to be Cody Rhodes. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at John Moxley, and even though yes, I love John Moxley, but I really want to see Hangman take that title. Like
Oh.
right now, I have a temporary hate for John Moxley. I don't love you, but I hate you. Like that 3 Days
Mm-hmm.
Grace song. I love and hate you, man.
But you can feel it coming though, right? You can feel like Hangman's like Osprey even said, it's him, bruv.
Yes,
It's like this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the one. And
and that's
that
why I'm like, a lot of people were hate, but when you look at the creative, honestly genius
mm-hmm.
side of Tony Khan on this, how many people have legitimately wanting, like they're like waiting for the day
Mm-hmm.
who for I would say Hangman to win that title off of Moxley, and he grabs that briefcase, grabs I guess a hammer, and breaks it open, and kicks that briefcase to the side, and pulls out that title and holds it high.
We haven't seen that title. We haven't seen it for so
And
long.
that is the whole point behind this is to get everyone to love AEW in that title again.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody wants to see that. They just want to constantly hate and put down the show and Tony Khan's dumb and blah blah blah.
It's
And
high
if you
school.
hate it, like I tell everybody, stop watching. Go
Yeah.
watch the other company. Go watch something else. I'm sorry. There's just no disrespect when I say this, but I don't watch Keeping Up the Kardashians because I don't like the show. I don't
Mhm.
care for the show. I'm not going to just watch it and then just start hating on every little thing when people enjoy the show.
Mhm.
It's not my thing. It will never be my thing. But if it's not your thing, don't watch it. It's like
Yeah.
wrestling. It's not everybody's thing. There's some people that don't watch it. My wife don't watch it, but she's not hating on the show.
Mm-mm.
She's not hating on, well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But when
It
you have people who quote unquote call themselves wrestling fans and they get on their little podcast and just rant for 3 hours how this is dumb, and then you think, oh, well, maybe they just like the other side more, and then they start hating on that side, and it's like, do you love wrestling at all? Like, what do you want?
They it's like going into a Burger King just to yell at everybody about how much they like McDonald's, and then not buy
Exactly.
anything. Don't I'm not going to buy anything here. I just want you all to know that Burger King sucks and McDonald's rules, and everybody's just like, all right,
Okay,
bye. Like
get
why
out of
you're
here. We don't
it,
want you.
yeah. It's silly. It's really silly, but hey,
And
love what you love, man, and
exactly.
I
And
like
if you
I
don't
like
love it, respect those who do love it.
exactly, and I like what's going on with our truth right now, or Ron Killings in
Yeah.
WWE.
I was really
Like,
hoping he'd go to AEW, but
oh,
because I was
dude,
just imagining him and Harley Cameron together.
I would have loved for our truth to show up at AEW, convinced that he's still in WWE, but
Yeah,
it's
bro.
like the Jacksonville team
Yes.
version, and he runs into Cope and calls him Edge, runs into Dean Ambrose, runs into runs into Cesaro. Um,
Cesaro! What's up,
Cesaro,
bro?
what are you doing here, man?
Cesaro? I haven't heard that name in
Hey,
ages.
right? Exactly. Like it just that would be just hilarious him running it. And
And
I
then,
think I felt like it should have been like he runs into Nick Wayne and
yes.
goes, Nick, I've been looking all over for you. I met your brother Dom. Dom and Nick Mysterio. He thinks he's Nick Mysterio because
Or
it's
if he runs into
Tom and
John
Nick.
Moxley and is like, Dean Ambrose! And then
Dean.
John just hits him with the Death Rider and just kind of like,
Dean, come on now. Yeah.
it's just like,
And then
there's so many awesome segments could have
he
came out of
officially
that.
enters himself in the Royal Rumble, and they're like, "Truth, there is no Royal Rumble here."
Yes. Or it's the Casino Royale and he's
Yeah,
like, I won the Royal Rumble.
I'm
I was
in the
like,
Royal
what?
Rumble.
Royal Rumble? What is that?
Yeah.
We never heard of a Royal Rumble before.
What is that?
I admit, man, that's man, just seeing him. Yeah, I'm enjoying it too, and he's becoming a serious character, and that's what I like. And I hope he gets his flowers and he wins a world title.
Mm-hmm.
He deserves it, at least before he retires. A world heavyweight title, WWE title. Imagine him dethroning John Cena.
Right? That Ron Killings being the one to dethrone John Cena. It needs to happen, and then
Exactly.
retire. And then both of them retire. I think that would be perfect,
Heck yeah.
or at least retire. Then our truth can come to AEW for a while. But
Exactly. Come on, Truth. Come join All Elite. Be All Elite.
come on, come on.
Let's see. Before we move on, let's see what Mr. Christopher says
I
again.
like this.
I want Darby to overcome his story, beat Moxley at World Wrestle Dream. Uh, Hangman might win. We'll see if Hangman win it all in. I would like a Swerve versus Hangman at all out. Then at Wrestle Dream, a four-way. Ooh. Hey.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. I like that.
Okay.
Swerve Hanger Osprey Darby four way.
Yes.
You know, I think
Yes.
that would be pretty sick, dude.
Bro, that'd be a fantastic match, especially at like Wrestle Dream.
Yeah,
Bro. See, I would like say this. So I'm like, Hangman win the title. John Mox. Hangman holds the title because Wrestle Dream's not gonna be till like October,
yeah.
so it gives him at least 3 months with the title.
Mm-hmm.
So give him. He gets that 3 months with the title, and then
Mm-hmm.
yes, at Wrestle Dream, you'll have Mox, Darby, Hangman, Swerve at Wrestle Dream,
Mm-hmm.
and you can have that, and that would be a fantastic match. Or if you just had Osprey, Darby, Hangman, Swerve at Wrestle Dream, you could have Osprey and Hangman revisit their match at Forbidden Door for the world title.
Insane.
And I mean, this even if or win, I was going to say win Hangman wins, you have so many potential matches and
Mm-hmm.
stories to keep going with this.
Yep.
So I just I want Hangman to win. Moxley doesn't need to win to keep things going. Hangman can win, and you can still get even Mox thrown in there. Who knows? Mox can probably go. Let's say Kenny Omega wins the title. Now he wants to go after that unified title.
My question is this: if Hangman doesn't win, do we throw a rubber chicken in the ring like Cody?
I might storm the ring. Y'all might have
Yeah,
to hold
right. I
back.
think there'll be a riot. I mean,
Like
you're
I'm
in
gonna go hit a.
Texas.
I'm gonna go hit a buckshot there and on
I
Moxley.
I don't think Moxley will escape the ring if that happens.
You better go up that entrance
You
ramp because
better
he comes
run.
through the crowd.
Yeah, that'll be the first time he leaves up the entrance ramp because
Yes.
instead of going through the crowd, because that's
He's
going to
gonna be like, you
be
know what? Or he might have to get Heyman's horse and ride on out of there.
yeah. Oh, 5-way. Wow, that's crazy.
Hey, I don't think
Hey,
they've had a 5-way
yeah,
match yet in AEW.
let's. You know what? It's like you know what? You're going to promise me a steak dinner and barbecue and a blooming onion or whatever. Yeah, I mean, come
Heck
on
yeah,
now. Yeah,
bro. That'd be freaking great. Yeah, 5-way Mox, Ospreay, Swerve, Hangman, and Darby
book it,
for
book it,
Wrestle Dream.
book
Let's
it.
do it. 6-man. Throw Cassidy in there. Where's Cassidy?
I think put Takeshita.
Takesha? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We can put Takesha or Omega.
Mhm.
Yeah, put him in there.
Good
I
stuff.
mean, those 6 men are like the face and pillar of AEW. AEW. So a lot of people want to say 4 pillars. I think there's more than four. There's a
I
lot of
like
pillars
I
holding
like
up this.
Derek's got a good point about Claudio. Now granted, I was okay with it because Beast Mortos replaced him, and we got to get Frank Mortos, attorney at Raw, on the card at some point. But yeah, I thought that was good. And yeah, apparently, I think Cash is still kind of suffering from that legal issue he had before. And Billy, I don't know, I didn't realize Billy Starks couldn't travel, but
Oh, was that in Mexico with Cash?
no, it wasn't in Mexico, but I don't think he can. I don't think he can. Something with his passport, perhaps. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You know how
That
things are.
sucks.
But
Well,
yeah,
yeah. Sometimes that just throws a wrench in the wrestling business.
yep.
Unfortunately, maybe that's why also All In's and still in the states. I mean, they should keep. I mean, I like it going out of states.
Mm-hmm.
Like next year, I would like for All In either be in Mexico or in France,
Can you imagine All In Mexico City
bro. Like, and then
or All
having
In
for
Tokyo? There's options. There's so many. There's some or the
All
Sky
In
Dome in
Tokyo.
Toronto.
Oh,
You
oh,
know, home
yes.
of WrestleMania 6.
Having having Josh Alexander win the world title there, Canada,
Could be.
bro. So yeah, there's so many spots that you do. It just and put it more in the states, put it around the states more. Shoot,
Yeah.
have it in Vegas,
Mm.
have it in.
I liked Double or Nothing being in Vegas though, because I felt like
I
it
did
kind of
too.
that always made sense. It
Yeah,
was weird not having it in Vegas this year. I mean, it worked in Phoenix, but it was kind
hmm
of weird.
man, that Phoenix crowd was hyped when Heyman won, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That crowd went nuts.
The crowd.
Yeah, that was great. Mystico and MJF. We kind of
Yep.
talked about it a little bit, but
Yep.
I thought it was a great match. And I love MJF, him coming out with the American flag, America, uh,
America.
coming out there and doing his thing and waving that flag in his ring gear,
Mm-hmm.
still similar to MVP's ring gear, but now he's got MJF and the American flag ring gear was great. Then Mystico, man, when
I'm,
the crowd was singing along to his,
I'm,
uh
I'm having problems with my camera.
oh.
I'm gonna see if I can fix it here in a second.
And if you need it back out, come back
No,
in. Do
I,
so.
I think I'm good. I'm gonna try to see if this works for it. We'll see if this helps. But I do think that as we continue to talk, we'll see. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it back. Let's try it now. All right, I think I'm ready.
Yeah. Whoa, you guys. Well,
Let's talk about
hey,
this match.
look at that.
Look, I got the Aaron Loves Wrestling colors on now.
That is awesome. That is great.
Americano Grande is here. Gringo
Heck yeah.
Americano.
All right, now let's talk about this match.
Yeah.
Hopefully nobody rips your mask off. Uh, so yeah, I like uh the match, and then I love like I said, I love Mystico's
Mhm.
entrance when the crowd was singing. It kind of brought that vibe with Edge or Cope with the when them singing his
That was
theme.
incredible.
I
Yeah.
was just like, and of course, like, no, I couldn't understand it because it was in Spanish, but still, like, just seeing him passionately sing his song or
Yeah.
sing the song, like,
How stoked everybody was when they first heard the music. Like there was that one girl
yes,
that was just freaking out. She's like, ah, ah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that was their
Yep.
superstar. That was their, Hangman, so to speak.
Hmm.
That was their guy. And imagine if he just came out, he was CML champion, he just came out the belt. Bro, I think
Yeah.
he'll be freaking, I think it'd be great. But yeah, like I said, that was a great match, and it ended with DQ because MJF can't
Yeah.
stand losing, and screw you, MJF.
Yep.
Uh, could at least lost like a man,
Yep.
uh,
But
coward
don't
out
you
like a
think that's
wuss.
going to play into this whole storyline with him and the Hurt Syndicate? You know?
Yeah, yeah, because like
Hmm.
it'd be interesting. Him like he just can't win. He just gets frustrated in DQ, and then MVP's like, "Bro, when you gonna win a match?"
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
then MVP and MJF will be like, "Well, I haven't lost." And he's like, "But technically, you have."
Right. Yep.
so
But
and
I've
so
never been
eventually,
pinned.
yeah,
Well, we'll see.
because he did look happy when MJF disqualified himself. So
Yep.
and I have a feeling it will eventually, yeah, play into the whole Hurt Syndicate deal, and then hopefully we'll get Wardlow and then somebody else to team with them, and we'll have
The
Wardlow
Pinnacle
and
2.0.
yeah. So Wardlow, we miss you. We need you back. I
He's
need you
busy being
back.
an American gladiator.
Yes, have fun, but I need you back in AEW. But yeah, what was your thoughts this match?
I love the match. Again, Mystico was my top performer, and that was in a sea of other top performers tonight too. There were so many to choose from, but for me, Mystico was great. The fact that he was able to put this match with MJF together like they did, and I mean that's a testament to how much of a professional Mystico is,
Mm-hmm.
and MJF. I mean, we all know behind the scenes in the locker room, don't tell anybody, but deep down MJF's he's he's a pretty solid dude. But
Oh,
it's
yeah.
you don't but even though he thinks Dynamite Download is the drizzling shiznits, he's actually told us that. But he is definitely he plays the heel well. And I felt like the match was very well put together. He was playing to the crowd. MVP was doing a great job being frustrated, like, get the pin, go, get the win. And MJF was busy dealing with the crowd. And that's kind of the storyline is MJF's ego is his biggest downfall. And
Exactly.
he hates, he reacts to the crowd instead of going for being a killer and going for the pin. Whereas Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, they would have gone for the execution. They would have played with their food for a little bit first, and then they would have gone for it. Where MJF, and there were even signs where MJF was, he still had those scary moments, but then he pulled him into the turnbuckle. So this is a story of where MJF shenanigans aren't necessarily a good fit for the Hurt Syndicate. And like you predicted, this is probably going to lead to him out and Cedric coming in. So, but I thought the match was great. It was a good balance of styles. MJF was a great dance partner for Mystico. Mystico was so over, and you have such an over wrestler with Mystico and such a great heel with MJF. It was a classic. It was as much a classic storyline match, but with modern day wrestling, and I thought it was
Yeah,
fantastic.
and I love how Bleacher Report reported
Mm-hmm.
that he had that '80s type feel heel run going into Mexico.
Yes. Yes.
And I was like, yeah, that man, that was the American flag, and
Yep.
but I love how Mexico brought out the Mexico flag and held it up, was waving it around, and
Yep.
it was like, man, let's make this a flag match, bro.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So I was like, man, I freaking love this match. I love Mystico, and I hope he can win a title at some point. And I hope, you know, yeah, we'll see this play out with MJF, and he brings back Wardlow or somebody, and get maybe FTR to aligns with FTR, and
Think so.
because I mean, if you think about it,
All right.
MJ,
I got it. Ah.
Bobby
I don't know how they
Lashley,
do. I don't know how they can wrestle with these things, let alone do a podcast.
especially Kane, goodness. Um,
Yeah. Right.
but
Or Beast Mortos.
oh yeah, I mean, he does it like it doesn't bother him.
Yep.
But I like the um, with the FTR, the whole thing is living legend killed, right? Well, if you think about it, MVP, Sheldon, and Bobby are legends in the business. So what if MJF does eventually align with them and they all go after the legends?
Mm-hmm.
Cope, Christian.
Yep.
I mean, the list goes on.
Omega. Yeah.
Omega, Okada, and they just keep taking them out, go win the titles. I mean,
I like it.
imagine that storyline.
I like it.
So, I mean, who knows where this can lead to? I'm still down for the ride. Still weird seeing MJF with Inner Syndicate. I would hope one day it leads to Cedric Alexander and he returns. A lot of people are
Mhm.
saying he's TNA bound.
Could
Nobody
be.
knows, man. Nobody
Yep.
knows. Everybody's talking about, oh no, they're not going over there. Oh no, they'll go over there. You don't know.
You never
Like a
know.
lot of these free agents right now, a lot of people are saying, like Adam Scherr, Braun Strowman, oh, he will go to AEW. Who knows? Imagine him and Powerhouse Hobbs in the match. I don't think that
Imagine.
match.
Imagine Braun Strowman or Adam Braun Strowman as MJF's bodyguard.
Wardlow and Strowman.
Meat.
Me. Or and then
Yeah.
bring in Hammerstone. Let's get trio.
Yeah. The
MJF's like,
the
all
meat
right,
market.
I got this
Yeah.
title in the bag now.
Yeah.
Death Riders, I ain't
Yeah.
worried about y'all.
We got you. We got you. We got you.
So, all right, let's see. 4 million pesos.
Pesos, which is like
I
two hundred
find
thousand dollars.
Hey, it's still a lot of money.
Right? Yeah.
Four-way match with Hologram, Leo Rush, Ricochet, and Dorado. And I picked Hologram to win this match because what I'm doing with my weekly AEW pod live streams is I'm gonna have an all elite prediction championship. And I'm the inaugural champion. I won tonight. It's rightfully so.
Congratulations.
So, but it'll be on the line next Saturday in Collision because my work schedule I can't do consistent Dynamite Collision. It's gonna be like every other week overlapping.
Understood.
Um, so, but with the next week on the line, the championship will be on the line. So if everybody comes in on the live stream, make your predictions before the show
Mhm.
or as the match goes on before the match ends, who do you think's going to win? And then I'll keep tallying, keep score, write your name down, and see who wins, and see if anybody can defeat the champion. Uh,
Mm.
so right now I'm the first. I'm one time,
You're the one and only.
one and only.
Mhm.
So we'll see. Queen Amanada, please don't come for my title. Uh,
Oh, she's coming for you now. Yes.
yes.
Squash you like a
I'm,
spider.
I'm sorry, my queen. So but yeah, so I had picked her hologram to win this match. So I was like, yeah, but I think Ricochet is gonna win. The next thing you
Mhm.
know, I was like, I got it right.
That was awesome. Good job. I'm
So,
glad. Yeah.
and I was glad because I love hologram. He's so great. He's a great wrestler. And that one spot with him in the corner, he did that, I guess, cutter off the rope or whatever. I was like,
Mhm.
just and that's what I love about lucha style wrestling, man. They just do things where if I did it, I'd break a leg. I know it, or a
Oh,
shoulder,
I
maybe my
couldn't do
neck.
that when I was 18. I couldn't do that. I was 18. Not certainly can't do it now. I mean, that's it's
Exactly.
they're the same species as us, and they're doing these incredible flips that I could never dream of doing. It was unreal.
Especially with every time I see the Mexican Destroyer, every single time, I'm
Mhm.
like, oh man, that just looks like it hurt someone's neck. like
Yeah.
every single time. But the way they do it just so well. It doesn't matter Mexican or Canadian destroyer or whatever you destroyer you call it. They just do it so well, and in the way they impact it to make it like, oh my gosh, he hurt his neck or whatever. I
But
know it's just like,
and
bro.
I think Leo Rush, I think he lives and he wrestles at a higher frame rate. Like he's like, you know how like you like he's almost like a faster frame. Like he just seems like a blur sometimes with how smooth he is with wrestling. Like he
Hmm.
just like that. It doesn't seem like the crew is going to be friends with Ricochet after this match, though. That didn't. I don't think that's happening.
No, that's why I think Gates of Agony would be a great fit
Mhm.
for Ricochet. And they can work together
Yep.
and trios titles, tag titles,
Hmm.
help Ricochet win the TNT title or United title. I mean, there's endless
Sky's the limit.
opportunities with that, in my opinion, and they can be
Yep.
a new solid tag team faction and another trio team to compete in the trios division. So
I like it.
I think that would be great. Uh, I love how it basically was a tornado tag match there for a minute.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I was like, man, this turned into a tag match quick. I was like, is this still a fatal four way? Is Tony Khan about to come out and be like, this is a tornado tag match now?
What are you guys doing? Come on.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, like, so I loved it, and then all of a sudden, then that's when everybody started turning on each other, and Dorada and Hologram just kind of like, you know what, it's a fatal four way. You know, now we got it. Then they started wrestling each other. Uh, Ricochet didn't like the fact that Leo was rubbing his bald head. You got a bald head, bro. It's just, everybody wants to touch it.
Hmm.
That's how it
It's
is.
like magic. You know, it's good.
Yeah, it's
Good luck.
like I want it for good luck.
He's
That's what
so
Leo
good
Rush
at
was
that.
doing. He was want to win the match, he wanted good
Yeah.
luck. So,
Come on, man.
so yeah, it was a great match. Great, those four guys nailed it,
Hmm.
and man, like Hologram. That's why he was my all elite wrestler tonight. That's the way he performed, and pretty much to me, the unexpected winner. Like, I love Hologram. Does he have a mask for sale on AEWshop.com?
I think he still does. I think they're still available.
I'm gonna have to see that, because so I might get that one too. That one in Bandito.
Is Bandito selling his masks?
Yeah,
They
his
need to.
yeah his is on AEW shop.
All right, let's go to the shop AEW. Gotta look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it the
Now we
shop
gotta look.
AEW? AEW has an Amazon and a Walmart store. I think they should have been selling the little Mercedes Monet puppets too.
Yes.
I ooh,
Yes.
they're selling prints those cinematic prints of Osprey and Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
That looks pretty sick. Um,
I'm about to get this hologram baseball tee. That looks freaking awesome.
oh my goodness, yeah.
No, no hologram mask. Ooh, I like that t-shirt. No,
New
no
roster.
hologram mask.
They're
But they
out
do
of the
have
holograms.
no, not yet. They do have banditos though.
Let's see
I'm
that.
definitely
There
gonna
you
get
go.
that. $50.
Oh my goodness, there it is. Bandito luchador mask.
Mm-hmm. I love his. I love Bandito. He's like that Wild West man, and I love it. And
And he's surprisingly super strong too.
yes,
That's
like when
another one
he
of those.
held that one guy up. I forgot who it was. Who was it?
Yeah.
And I was like, bro. And I made a little edit of him after he won the Ring of Honor Championship, most wanted champion.
Uh
And
huh.
I did like the Wild West colors and the words, and he liked it and shared it. I was like, oh.
He's good people, and he's really good to the fans too.
I hope he's there and all in, and I hope I get to see him. Maybe even get a picture with him with my mask and his mask.
Yeah, you
But I
guys
want
need.
to
You know
get
what?
it.
Yeah, you know what you need to do. You need to be back to back, like you're about to do a draw, like you're about to do like at
Yeah.
5 steps. You know.
Yeah. So probably my next check, I want to get that mask.
There you go.
That's what I want. That's what I want to do.
I like that.
Try to get that one in the shirt. Because he kind of looks like a Zorro as well with that hat,
Yep.
like a
Yep.
Wild West
Definitely.
Zorro. So I love Bandito.
I
He's
love it.
fantastic. Bandito, if you're watching, give us a follow. And hope you're at All In because I would love to meet you. And if you would let me hold the Ring of Honor title just one.
Just once, just
I
once.
won't take it, I promise. I just want to put it on my shoulder and just be like, ah.
You might consider that a challenge. You know,
Hey,
you might have to do a draw.
I'm game. Let's do it. Let's do it. My wrestling name, what I was going to choose when I was starting to get into it, was going to be the American Bandit.
American Band, really? I like that.
Yeah. My whole thing was you heard your American dreams, you've heard of your American nightmares, you heard of your what was the other one? The American, oh, the American, most America, but you never heard of your American Bandit. And and there's even an American Outlaw. They were a tag team in TNA. So so it's just I was going to go off and oh, you're American Badass. Oh, you're American Badass. Yeah.
American come out to the American Badass music. American Bandit instead of American Badass.
Well, Undertaker took that, so
Yeah. Well, he's not wrestling.
that's true. Unless
I'm
I can get a
American
copyright.
Bandit. Yeah, that would be sick.
um, but no, my theme was going to be there's I don't know if you heard of them, but it's a band called Hell Yeah. Um, and they had this one it's like this hit country metal song
Ooh,
and about I'm gonna have to let me see the name. Uh,
they're called Hell Yeah.
yeah. What was that song name?
Rev Theory. No,
Let's see. No, it's not right there. It's the name is Hell Yeah.
that's the name of the band.
Yeah. Oh, Cowboy Way. That was the song.
Oh, there you Cowboy. I'm a cow.
Yes.
The Cowboy Way.
And that was going to be like a little slogan too. This is the Cowboy Way. Um, but yeah, that was a good. That was what would be my theme. Of course, I'd had to probably get copyright and all, but still, a great song.
Oh shit.
Yep.
All right, Cowboy.
Yep. That's gonna be it.
Cowboy. I love it. Cowboy Way. American Cowboy.
Yep.
American Bandit. American Cowboy. I like that. That's good, man. There you go. Well,
I have a.
at some
I
point,
was.
I want to put on we want to do a Dynamite Download sponsored event, and we're going to need, a champion. So, I don't know, man. Maybe we're
A
going to need the American
champion.
Cowboy to do a debut,
Hey,
or
I'm
American
down.
Bandit. Sorry.
I'm down. If you wanna, yeah. If you wanna, when is this show?
I don't know. We haven't. This is just an idea we have. We haven't even started planning it yet, but we want to
Yes.
get through All In before we start planning any of the other stuff. But
Oh
we'll
yeah.
see.
Maybe if I can get my title belt made, I'll bring it along too.
Yep. Title belts at undisputedbelts.com.
Yes, undisputed.
Undisputed.
Let's see. Christopher said, "I like Taya, or Deanna, or Megan, or Kira.
Kira
Kiara.
Hogan, perhaps? Yeah.
Kira Hogan. Oh, Kira Hogan. Okay.
Yeah.
Or Athena or Thunder gets a TBS or women's title run someday in the future. I think Athena will for sure. Taya Miller. Is that what you're
I
referring
think
to? Tay?
Ty Valkyrie is probably talking about
Oh
that.
yeah, Tyra Valkyrie. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
Tyra
it.
Valkyrie should be great TBS champ for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Deanna Perroza, she was TNA women's champion. She should go for the women's
Mm-hmm.
title. She even stated on, it was Fightful.
Yep.
Said she was like, I want to be in the women's title picture. I deserve to be in the women's title picture, and I agree,
I
rightfully so.
I felt bad, it made me laugh, but I felt bad when she said that the only time she's been on TV lately was that South Hampshire University ad that she needs to be on the TV a lot more.
Like
I thought
it's
she
fun.
was gonna go to Ring of Honor and be a thorn in Athena's side, but it sounds like they're gonna have Thunder feud with Athena instead. But we'll
But he
see.
needs to get Deanna in there. She joined AEW, wanted to be in AEW, and those kind of She
And
signed. I think she signed a 4 or 5 year contract.
I like that faction they were kind of building around her too, with her and
Yeah.
Taya Valkyrie. It bringing
Mhm.
they need, I almost think that if Camille comes back, Camille or somebody, they need a muscle.
Yeah.
They've got Taya, they've got Deanna. Let Deanna be kind of the female Tony Soprano of the group, but they
Hmm.
need some more henchmen. Robin Renegade perhaps, but they need like a maybe a Camille or somebody to kind of come in and be that muscle. And I don't know. I hope we need some more women's factions. Um, and I think that would be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I would honestly, I think Chris Statlander and Camille would be a good tag team in that tag team division if he gets that tag title. They'd be
That
the
would be
muscle.
that would be pretty sweet. That would
Um,
be.
I would like Penelope Ford and Willow, especially Willow. I mean, she's beloved by the fans. She's Everyone loves her. She comes out, everybody's clapped along, and kind of like, yeah, I'll smile.
And Tony Khan, please book Penelope Ford versus Lady Frost. Please book that banger. I want
Collision.
to
Yep.
I want to see that match. Come on, book it, book
You
it.
know, I thought of if he ever did a brand split with Dynamite Collision, he could have a pay per view called Explosion, and that'd be the Survivor Series brand
Mm-hmm.
warfare.
Ah, nice Collision versus Dynamite. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
So, Tony Khan, if you heard it, again, give me a
yeah,
creative. I got
yes.
ideas.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Do it. Uh, so, yeah, now let's move on to the Women's World Championship, which it ended in a. I did the way it did it, it like was unexpected. Like I thought she was going to kick out, and then she did.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that was. It wasn't like a finisher. It was just she did that flip move,
Which
and then it just went 1, 2, 3.
which is interesting because that's kind of if you think about Tony Storm's big package instead of the small package.
Mm-hmm.
It's I'm wondering if that's kind of the thing that they're pushing. Um, but yeah, I thought it's interesting. I think everything that the way they're booking Mercedes is textbook heel. I think it's like you said about Moxley. You want to have a little bit of shoot hate or a little bit of shoot like animosity towards and I think that's it's working for me with Mercedes because I'm like, oh, she won, she got another title.
Yeah.
And the way she won it, she didn't dominate Xerxes or forgive my pronunciation. She didn't dominate, but she got the win by kind of that sneaky little snake way of doing it. And I think that's putting in our minds, is that how she's going to beat Tony? Is she going to sneaky is she gonna beat Tony like that too? And we're gonna be like, are we gonna get mad at her? So
Or does Tony know it's coming, and she's
yep.
like,
You mean Tony San Diego?
yeah. Tony saying, man, when she did that, I was like, bro. Man, because I think I watched that a few as a kid, a few of those episodes.
Where in the
Oh man,
world is Tony San Diego?
yeah, I forgot the thing too. I haven't seen it so long.
Yep.
That was cool, man. That'd be cool. If she just came out in Texas that way. Shoot, Tony San Diego, keep it, do it.
I don't think Mercedes is being over pushed. Just to answer the guy's question, I think yes, there is an oversaturation, but I think it's necessary. I think, and especially now, I mean, she is the two top female stars right now in AEW are Mercedes and Tony. So you want that for your Super Bowl. But I do think, like we talked about earlier, that this is the peak. She's gonna peak, and then just like all belt collectors, it's gonna come crashing down. And
Yes,
and I think
because look at
yeah,
Kenny Omega. When he was
yep,
doing it, a lot of people were hating it.
yes,
They were like, "Wow, really? He won TNA title? Really? He
yep,
won the AAA title? Really? He won the
mm-hmm.
AEW title? Like, what else titles on? She's just taking it up a notch."
Yeah,
But as he did, he lost, and he lost everything. I think he
mm-hmm.
lost the TNA title first to Christian, I think. And then he lost to the
Yep,
AAA to like Kingo, I think it was.
mm-hmm.
and then he lost the AEW title. That might have
To,
been.
no, it's a
Who was
hanger.
that?
It's the
Was it
hanger.
him?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that
it
was
was
the
him. Yes.
that was the whole story, the
Mm-hmm.
finishing the story, if you will,
Uh
and
huh.
which prior to that led to, in my opinion, one of the best entrances in all of AEW was when Dark Order was at its peak,
Mm-hmm.
post Brody Lee. Dark Order was at its peak, and they had that entrance where it was the hanger coming out with Dark Order, and then you had then of course the Elite came out with like the was it Space Jam music and stuff like that. But I thought that was one of the best entrances there, and then that set up for that great moment when the Bucks gave him the nod to take down Kenny, and they did,
Mm-hmm.
and he got the 1, 2, 3, and it was
It makes you wonder if that's what's going to lead y'all into. Like you see the feud, or you see
yep,
that they're not liking each other,
yep.
but at the end of the day, um, like, do you think Young Bucks are like, man, are we on the wrong side? Like,
Are we in the
should
wrong?
we,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, should we not go against Hangman, or what if they screw Hangman, or they tried to
I
screw him?
I think I'm surprised they haven't already booked it, but I would love to see Swerve and Osprey versus the Bucks
I
at
think
All
that's
In.
what it's going to lead to.
Yeah,
I would like to fade a four-way tag match for the titles, but I think it's going to be that, and then probably for the tag team titles, we might get FTR and her syndicate, or we might get her
yeah.
syndicate facing Speedball and Kevin Knight.
We're like what
23 days away now.
23 days, man. We gotta get some stuff cooking.
Yeah, gotta get.
But you
And
know,
I think it's
Tony, he's gonna wait. He'll wait until Friday at Starcast to book some of these matches. He's gonna wait.
no. I think like because you see a lot there already,
Yeah.
and I think he's just like looking and like where can I when or what which one should I go with? I
Mm-hmm.
think next week on Dynamite we will see, or maybe even Collision we might see
Yeah.
something. But I think really next week on Dynamite another match will come into play,
Hmm.
and then another match will come into play the next following Dynamite, and then uh, you got
Yeah.
the
Well,
uh,
you think about it too, that he can't just announce all the matches now, because then it'll be stale by the time we get to All In. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
yeah, you're right. He needs to just continue to every week 1 or 2 matches announced, because that keeps it relevant. It keeps like that, like, oh, that's going to be a match. Oh, that's going to be killer. That's going to be, you
yeah.
want to keep that going. Absolutely.
So yeah, he's definitely going to try and keep that going,
Mhm.
and he's going to have some more matches. You're going to see probably another women's match announced. You're going to see. I really hope if Athena and Thunder Rosa gets booked, it
Mhm.
might be booked for Supercard though.
Yeah.
But I like for it to be booked at All In. And then you got. You're going to get eventually Swerve, and that's probably going to be the next match announced. Swerve and
Mhm.
Ospreay versus Young Bucks. And then probably a trios match for the trios titles that might lead to um, maybe Death Riders again.
Mhm.
With maybe that's when Pac returns, or maybe Gabe Kidd. What if it's Swerve? I mean, not Swerve. What if it's Yuta, Claudio, and Gabe Kidd for those trios titles? Uh, so you got some things that are still cooking. There's still Tony Khan's going to eventually announce the next match, and I think the next one
Mhm.
will be the Swerve and Osprey and Young Bucks.
Yep.
Yes, Osprey and Young Bucks. That's what I think will be the next match. But I hope it's a tag team title match.
Yes. Oh, that'll be interesting.
What do you think of Moxie as champion, the run overall by the guy? What do you
You
think?
you want me to take this? Okay.
You
Um,
go. You go.
I think this is one of those things where you can't fully answer this question until his run is over, because, and I think what's going on with Hangman is the answer to that question, because I think what started this whole thing was kind of to give AEW a shot in the arm. They needed a villain that the fans hated. And Moxley, who loves AEW, the man, John Good, loves AEW. He bleeds AEW, literally bleeds AEW. He bleeds all over it. But
Yes.
yeah, I
Leaves his
think
mark.
he recognized that they need a villain. They need a villain faction, and it had to be, that, like, there's always a little bit of truth in everything that Moxley does in his promos. And I
Hmm.
think part of it was, he's like, we're taking over AEW, we're going to take it and we're going to be these villains. And putting Marina Shafir with them was a smart move, because for her, it's helping her develop a little bit more. And he created this faction, and it's kind of like what we're seeing with Mercedes as the belt collector. We A little bit of shoot hate for this, him hiding that belt, as frustrating as it's making us feel, and as frustrating as we are, these Death Riders. Oh, we're like, oh, I thought Hobbs going to be the one to win. No, is this person going to be the one to win? No, it's Swerve. All these people had these shots, and they failed, and it's like, we want it so bad. When that reveal happens, when Hanger wins and they take that belt out of the briefcase, and we see it, it's going to be such a great moment. It's the chase that is so delicious. And that's why I think it's going to be all worth it. I think you box yourself in when you try to judge a championship run on the run itself versus the story that's involved. I thought, like Samoa Joe, MJF, you can look at their individual runs, but if you look at the storylines that they've been involved in, and the story, how it concludes, like, I would say Kenny Omega's run was fantastic because it ended with Hanger getting the victory. I think we're going to look back on this moment with Hanger. I think that, Hangman's going to steal the spotlight. He's going to be the moment. But Moxley's not doing this for his own run. He's not doing this so that we can talk about how good of a title run Moxley had. He's doing this for Hangman, so that Hangman can have that moment where he's the guy holding up. For the first time, we get to see old Big Platinum again, and he's holding it up, tears in his eyes. Hopefully his old music is playing, maybe, but I'm okay with wah wah wah, whatever he's gonna do. But he holds that up high. That's for Hangman, the ticker tape, everything. I don't think Moxley's doing this for his own championship run. I think he's doing this for the company, and I think it's going to pay off big time at the Super Bowl of AEW, which is Y'all in Texas.
Y'all in. Love that.
Yes, Y'all in. That's
And
right, Cowboy.
my opinion, you got it's a lot of people, and you've heard it from some others in the community. It's going to be the death of AEW. It needs to end. It's been ridiculous. It's this and that. And my opinion is it it's he's a heel champion. How
Yeah,
many times have we seen heel champions, especially not only get heat, but true shoot heat, as you stated, and not just like in the past few years, but I mean, you think back to the old days when you think back, especially the territory days, and
yeah.
like how long Ric Flair held the championship, how long,
Woo!
woo, how long, other heels have held the titles, and people are like,
And
man, can we get
Dusty Rhodes, the man. Yes, the
yes.
working man.
And you had the baby faces that the fans get behind. Like he's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy. He's the one that needs to win the championship. And then you see the companies put this baby face up, and they're like, no, 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 it's this guy. And then this baby face, no, this guy. And then another one, this guy. The fans are like, no, it should be this guy. Now you look at John Moxley. Who do you go up against? Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, um, uh, Swerve,
Oh,
and so many other baby faces in the company,
yeah.
where it's like, no, it's not him, it's Hangman. It's Hangman,
It's
Hangman
him.
him. Some
Yeah.
people are saying Darby Allin. It should be Darby Allin. So whether it's Hangman or it's Darby, I think it's Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
But when that happens, when and you've teased like it's going to be him because I Wrestle Dream, I swore I thought Swerve was going to win it. I was like, oh, that's what they're going. Not Wrestle Dream, Wrestle Dynasty,
Yeah.
Swerve, or Dynasty, AEW Dynasty, not Wrestle
Yeah.
Dynasty,
Yeah.
AEW Dynasty.
I'm with you.
Uh, they, I thought Swerve was really going to win it. I
Mhm.
was like, finally, it's going to come to an end. And then he did. I was like, what? What? And then you heard people saying, well, they should have ended it then. It's garbage. The John Moxley's championship run is garbage. And then we had Powerhouse Hobbs
Mhm.
and so on. It's like that's the whole point of a heel. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to love the heel.
Mm-mm.
You're not supposed to cheer for the heel. You are, even though there are people that are fans of Moxley, there are people that are
Mhm.
fans of the Death. There are people that are fans of the Death Rider group. But majority, we want Hangman, or
Mhm.
we want Darby, or we want Osprey. Those are three names you keep hearing get popped up.
Yep.
I've heard the arguments made, for all three, and they're all convincing. Either one of the three, but I think it's going to be Hangman because his redemption, especially what he'd been through within the company, not just in the ring, but outside of the ring and backstage, him winning and becoming the face of the company and winning the title and getting that push, especially as the top baby face and the beloved wrestler that the wrestler we all love.
Mhm.
It's going to be one of the biggest moments. It's going to be a big party in Dallas. Nobody's going to want to leave. They want to want
Mm-mm.
a picture with the champion, or they want to stay and stoke in the moment. And that's what is it's coming. Like you said, it's not for Moxley. It's for Hangman. It's for the company.
Mhm.
So that way, now when the next guy wins it, look at the ratings now. Look at the ticket sales now. Look what they're going to be when Hangman wins the title and
Mhm.
he's the champion for the next few months. Then look at it when Darby wins the title and then Osprey and so on. But
Very
you can't just keep having the baby faces win the titles.
Mm-mm.
You gotta have the one, the heel
Mhm.
that people are like, I'm tired of it. Next, it might be MJF. He might be the one that holds
Could
that
be.
title. He might be the one that alternates the title, or like he did with the Triple B. But
Mhm.
people love that when
Yeah.
you're supposed to be the heel. So
Mhm.
then he temporarily turned babyface, and it's like, no, he's better as a heel. So now you got John Moxley, and people are legitimately hating this because he's holding it in that briefcase. And they're like,
Mhm.
we can't even see the world championship. You hate it. So you want someone to take that belt from him even more.
Exactly.
And then when
Exactly.
it happens, you're going to be like, finally.
Mhm.
And then you're going to cheer. And either way, I'm going to cry. I'm probably going to cry happy tears when he wins. But if he
It's gonna be
loses, I'm definitely going to cry.
it's gonna be rage. It's gonna be like, "Rah."
Exactly. So that's creative booking and
Mhm.
storytelling. And a lot of people hate on Tony Khan, and they hate on his decision making, but it's not bad. I mean, honestly, I believe the max viewership, where they get to million viewers each week
Mhm.
with the cable. You look at it, cable is a dying breed. It's
Mhm.
not going to be around much longer. Just like when VHS was around. Do you see VHSs anywhere?
Hey, have you been to Blockbuster Video lately?
Blockbuster.
That's
There's
my
actually a
case.
few. I think there's a couple in Texas. I don't
Yeah, there
think
might. Yeah.
else. There's just some in California when I went to visit
Mhm.
my wife's family over there. But VHS, DVD. I mean, you got DVDs, but Blu-ray. But all that's going away with streaming.
Yeah.
Um, who uses discs to play games anymore? It's all digital. Buy it off the
Mhm.
store.
Yep.
A lot of things are going to fade away eventually, and that's one of them is going to be cable because they're competing with stream, and
Yep.
streaming is a whole lot more cheaper. Now, when you add it all up, when you have all these streaming, it's just like cable. But at the end, when you get so much out of streaming, say when I got Max, I don't just got AEW. I can watch Batman, I can watch Superman, I can watch whatever series is on Max that I want to watch. I think Friends is on there, all 10 seasons. Netflix that does because I have WWE, but I have this whole library of movies, even though some of them might be B movies and suck, but I might watch it to be like, hey, it might be good. Um, so that's why streaming is going to take over because not only do you get what you want with sports or wrestling, whatever you get, the whole package with movies and shows, etc., and it's at a less affordable price. I pay $40 a month for Netflix and Max.
Mhm.
compared to what cable cost me $200 something,
Yeah, exactly.
and all I really watch is wrestling. I sports outside of sports, but mainly it's wrestling every week. I don't watch really TV shows except for maybe what comes out with Marvel or DC.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get I am into the Reacher show, so I'm into that.
Oh,
But
Reacher's awesome. Oh my goodness.
so awesome.
Do you know there's rumors that Alan Rickman is going to play Batman in the new DC thing with James Gunn? That he's
Uh,
Can you imagine him as Batman?
that would be perfect, bro.
Oh,
He'd be a great Superman too, but
yeah. Well, I mean,
Batman,
I like the guy
Bat,
they got playing Superman, but him as
he's
Batman
just
with
Jack. You know?
that jaw and just the whole Reacher's such a good show.
Yep.
Good
uh,
show.
but yeah, but that's what you get out of streaming. You get
Mm-hmm.
this whole library, but I mainly just watch wrestling. That's what I watch
Mm-hmm.
each and every week. That's why I have this podcast because that's what I watch most of the time. That's what most of the pictures in my phone are. That's what most of my YouTube videos are. My workout playlists are wrestling themes. I listen to like Metallica and some
Mm-hmm.
things here and there, but
Oh,
like I was listening to Battle Cry while I was doing my leg press today. Like,
dude, okay. I was doing my mile walk,
hmm
and I listened for the first time to the Hater Rave 2, the
oh
new one, and
yeah,
I'm coming around the corner. I'm just getting ready to finish my final lap, and I'm just getting ready to stop, and Thunder Rosa's music hit, and I was like, oh crap, I gotta go. The old school, so I
dum,
go and I'm
dum,
like, all
dum.
right, I'm gonna stop, and then Elevated by Will Ospreay kicks in. I mean, I have a y'all in mix that Spotify mix that is all wrestling themes, and it's just pump, pump, pump. It's everything.
I'm
Will
gonna have to add that.
Ospreay, Omega, Hanger's original music. There's all kinds of bangers on there, and shout out to Mikey Ruckus
I love
for
Mikey.
coming up
Mikey
with.
Ruckus, if you're listening, if you could make me a theme for my podcast, I would love that.
You know what? If you reach out to him, he'll for a price, I bet he'll do it. I don't
I
think it's
might
going to
just
be
do
like
that.
undisputed belts, but he'll.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on how much you'll charge.
Yep.
Like I'd be down for it, but it depends on how
I
much
bet
you'll charge.
he'll do the American Cowboy theme or something like that. He'll do a mix.
Heck yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, so that's why I believe some of the a lot of people say no, that's not true. It's all lies by Tony Khan. But how do you know? You're not behind production. You don't read the analytics. They're like, well, they don't share them. They don't have to. But when, like you said, it's one of the top watch on Max. I mean, when they say there's about 400, 500,000, maybe 600,000 viewers watching on Max, when it's in the top five or 10
Mhm.
or whatever it's at, I believe it
Yeah. Well,
because
in this household, there's only we're 70. We're 3 out of 4 people watching AEW religiously every time, and the
yeah,
fourth one is our cat who doesn't watch AEW. So yeah, I
your
don't. Yeah,
cat's a WWE fan. I knew
he licks
it.
his own butt. So if he watches WWE, I don't trust his judgment. So
Cats are hard to trust anyway.
yeah, right. Yeah, they're plotting our death.
I used to have a little cat, and when I was just chilling, so when I chill with my dog chills with me. But when I would
Yeah,
chill with my cat would just disappear for a little bit, and I was just, I don't know, just jump on my
yeah.
face. I'm
But
like, what?
it's your privilege. The cat is like you're privileged to be in my presence. Where your dog is
Exactly.
like, I get to be with my best friend.
I love you. Come back home. And the cat's
Yeah.
like, oh, you're here again?
Yep.
You think let's see, I think Darby Allin should win because it started with him. What started with him? The Death Riders
I
thing?
think the Death Riders feud because the come on fight and all that kind of he drove into them and stuff. Yeah, I get that part. That's why we'll probably see him. But I would argue that Hanger has always been the one since 2019.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually go even further back to the New Year's announcement on BTE when Cody and the Bucks had on their phone, double or nothing, and then Hanger goes, "I have something different," and he had AEW. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Hanger was kind of originally being groomed to be the guy, but then when they signed Jericho, they saw a better route. Jericho's going to bring a lot more eyes onto AEW, so they kind of went with Jericho, which I thought was a smart decision. And but Hanger still was in the mix. You know, he feuded with Pac, he feuded with MJF, he had all these feuds. But you go back to when he beat Kenny. He was the guy then, and I think that they've built it up right now so that Hanger is going to be the guy. He's the guy, bruv. It's him, bruv. As Ospreay said, that doesn't mean there won't be a time for Darby to win. I think
Right.
Darby will definitely be a factor in this. And like you said, where are we going to be making a little swing by old the northwest there for a little bit,
Hmm.
somebody's old stomping grounds. I think
Exactly.
I think we're definitely going to see it, but it's Hanger. But I see where they're
Yeah,
coming
and
from.
if you also think about it, my Heyman's first title run, it was really interrupted by the whole Punk thing.
Yeah.
And Punk Khan, for some reason, just wanted Punk to win and be the guy. When you had the future,
Mm-hmm.
and Punk even stated when he got there, he just wanted to have fun. He didn't want to be champion. Yeah, but I guess Khan was like, "No, you need to ratings." Pop up. Maybe that's what he was doing in his ear.
Could be.
And then of course you had the beef with the Elite, and they didn't like Punk. And when that whole shots fired happened with the promo, and Page went in for himself. And this is what I always, this is what I've been saying lately, because when you look at Punk, a lot of people are saying, well, Heyman shouldn't have done that. Okay, well, how many countless times has Punk went in for himself and done a shoot promo?
Mm-hmm.
Countless times, especially
Yeah.
in WWE. And people say no. Okay, look back at his shoot promo, Kevin Nash, Triple H, John Cena, Vince McMahon. People say, "Oh, well, it's part of what it was." No, no, he went in for himself. He cut a shoot promo. And do I hate Punk? No, I'm still a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Do I disagree with the whole thing that happened on both sides of the Elite and Punk? Yeah. But at the end of the day, Punk, if you can dish it, well, then you can take it. So Punk,
And I
with
don't
him
think
and
you can take it.
saying,
Mm-hmm.
uh, he, of course, he was venting. I guess, hey, I don't like you, but hey, that created more heat and more eyes on the feud.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of Punk getting that mad about it, I mean, roll with it, and he did. But when he did that media scrum, and then you had to
That
fight
was him. Yeah.
backstage.
I as much as I love Tony Khan, I think one of their what seems to be consistently an issue is the communication. And I think part of it is Tony strikes me as somebody that doesn't like to have the tough conversation. And
Yeah.
I think Tony could have nipped that in the bud before it got to the point where CM Punk was mouthing off, eating muffins at the scrum, because
Hmm.
that was totally inappropriate for him to do that. And that's what let And again, I'm not saying that the Bucks were innocent either. Granted,
No.
I
No.
think Kenny saving Larry was the only good thing that happened. Kenny grabbing Larry and
Larry.
running away, but yeah, I think that was a toxic situation that I'm glad it's over. As hyped as I was for CM Punk coming to AEW, and I think it's a testament to AEW for why CM Punk was like, all right, I'm gonna give this a shot. But I think you're right. I think there's a lot of I think there was some with Tony kind of not kissing ass, but kind of like, oh CM Punk, you're great. Oh, because I think it was a huge deal.
Well,
But
yeah, he was gone for like 7.5 years away from wrestling,
you
and he
have a
kept saying he would never do it again. And then
yeah,
here comes Tony Khan bringing in
and
CM Punk.
and then he said in the ring, he said, "Now I'm back in professional wrestling." I mean, it was a good moment. I just
Yeah.
think there were some dynamics, and Pepsi Phil is he's a bit edgy. He's CM Punk. He's got some chips on his shoulders, and I think that coming out of that, I feel like now that he's back in WWE, he's kind of avoiding those situations, and I think they're kind of aware of that too. So they're playing smart. But I think what happened with the Elite was really something that could have been stopped if the communication lines were better. if there was more of a rapport going. So like, but again, this is like, Tony Khan. It's like this is a challenge. Whereas most of what Tony Khan's doing for wrestling is fantastic. Just AEW existing now. When someone gets released from WWE, it's not a death sentence at all. I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
not just with whether they go to WWE or not. TNA has grown in popularity because of AEW's existence. You've got, people are even paying attention to MLW, and NWA just got a Roku deal. NWA's got like the first televised deal they've had in a long time.
Which I've been watching NW on X, but now that they're Roku, that's gonna be
Yeah,
better.
it's going to be sick. Yeah, I think there's so many there's so, of course, social media and streaming, like you talked about earlier, is great, but it's like AEW's existence is positive for us as wrestling fans, and it's positive for the wrestling community. Tough for some of those indie bookers that now have to pay their wrestlers more than a hot dog and a handshake because they were on an episode of Dynamite. It's like, oh no, but I mean, that's, boo hoo. You got to pay them some good money, but I think it's great for everybody. And to want AEW to fail just seems sick to me. So, I think
Yeah.
going forward, I think CM Punk's where he needs to be. And I think that, the Bucks are kind of doing what they need to do. And I'm enjoying AEW, with Ospreay, Swerve, and those guys, and Hanger, and all those guys now kind of the leads. It'll never feel like it did in 2019, but it feels good again. Like it's fun. You know what I mean?
And see, that's the thing. Everybody wants, oh, we need that feeling back to 2019, or we can just have fun and enjoy what we're watching now.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, yeah, not only does it's good for wrestling fans, more an alternative, more wrestling for us to watch. We got wrestling every day of the week. We got Monday
Yeah.
Night Raw. We got I don't know if NWA Power will still be on Tuesdays, but they were on Tuesdays on X, and then you got NXT. You have Dynamite. Thursday you got TNA and Ring of Honor. Friday you got SmackDown. Saturday you got Collision, and then occasionally Major League Wrestling when they do their thing,
Yeah.
and then House of Glory Wrestling. You got wrestling every single day of the week, 6 days a week. It's kind of like your workout.
And,
Workout
and,
routine, 6 days a week.
and with Japan, there could be a match going on in the
Japan
morning.
on Sunday, yeah.
Exactly.
Just like I watched Dominion last week and
Hmm.
this past weekend, and I did not expect it to last till 6 a.m. in the morning. But hey, I hung in
Well,
there.
shoot, we're
Uh,
almost at 3 in the morning on the East Coast right now. So
yeah. So, but that day I didn't get enough sleep, so that's why I was really struggling. Um, but I was just like, man, but we got wrestling every day of the week, and people are complaining about like, well, this is
it's terrible.
garbage, or this sucks, or this or that, and it's like, bro, we got
You're
wrestling
right.
every day of the week. Not only if it's for us, but more jobs for wrestlers, so that when they get cut by
And
WWE, they don't have to worry or stress of how am I going to pay the bills now.
and you can make a decent living as an indie wrestler. You got to
Yeah.
hustle. But you look at Matt Cardona, you look at Shotzi, you look at KJ Orso, the former Fuego del Sol. I mean, he's reinvented himself and he's killing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's Maki Ito is making, she's as much a GCW star as she is in any other promotion. So yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's, it's cool stuff, dude.
So real quick, we can get back to the main event
Yeah,
of Grand Slam after we went on another long 30-minute rabbit hole.
yeah.
um, the 10-man tag team match. We had,
Ridiculousness in all the best ways.
yeah, Death Riders, Young Bucks against Death Riders, Young Bucks, and Beast Mortos
Frank
against,
Mortos, attorney at RAR.
yes, Rawr. What's that? I thought somebody was joking when they said he was an attorney, and I was like, oh, dang, he's actually.
He actually is. No, that was Taven, Matt Taven, but that was the thing, is he was actually studying, and that's where he started that joke as Frank Mortos, attorney at RAR. And yeah, and also dating the CEO. I can't believe
Yeah.
it. That's crazy.
I guess his English is getting a little better.
Yeah.
So then you got Swerve. the trios champs, the Ops, and Will Ospreay. And this was a great match, especially a lot of, like I said, a lot of spots with Swerve and Will Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, they could be great tag team champions.
Mm.
They could win those titles off of the Hurt Syndicate, and they could be great tag team champions. I was like, bro, them as a team with some of the spots they did tonight
Yep.
together. I'm like, bro, and then how they were just loving one another at one point after they did something. I was just like, bro, I
Not
know they're
bro,
not a solid
bruv,
tag team, bro.
bruv.
Bro, I know they're not a solid tag team.
Yet
So that could be their tag team name, Swerve's House, bro.
House of Bruv.
House
Yeah,
of Bro,
House of
yes,
Bruv, dude.
yes, House of Bro,
House of Bruv, the Bruv
yes.
House. Yep.
Wait, that'd be perfect.
Yes.
So yeah, just seeing them. And then you had again, Beast Mordos had his time in the ring, and he was great. I guess
Mm-hmm.
especially with him and uh, Samoa Joe went at it for a little while, and the Meat,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had of course
Shabbat.
Powerhouse
Yep.
Hobbs.
Oh, Hobbs is great. I love,
Love
I
Power.
love, I love when like the Bucks hit him, and he just looked at him like
Seriously,
Devo from Friday. Like, what are you trying to do? He's just
exactly.
Hobbs is fantastic.
See, that's what I love, and I hope Powerhouse Hobbs becomes world champion one day. I
Mm-hmm.
love Powerhouse Hobbs,
Yep.
and I really hope one day he wins the AEW World Title. I mean, he can win TNT title or the United title,
I think
but
the TNT title in rearview mirror for Hobbs. I think he
yes,
either needs he can go international, the undisputed worldwide. I like what you said. The worldwide title sounds
AEW Worldwide title.
AW worldwide title. I like that better than the unified whatever. Or I think he should. I think he's a future big platinum champion.
Yeah,
I can see that. I think he'd be fantastic as that.
yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs. Like I said, Pat, building your company around this future right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hobbs, um, Shibata,
Yeah.
Hangman.
So Shibata struggles with English, but he's Mr. Speak and Spell. So I bet he could switch it to Spanish and he would have been fine. Like,
Heck
habla
yeah.
English. Yeah. I think that would have been cool.
And then you got Yuta, Will Ospreay, Swerve. You got your basically your face of the company is your loyalists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Sting and Goldberg and company back in the day for WCW.
Yeah.
They were not jumping ship, and that's what you got with these guys. And
We're
that's
seeing those future legends right now. Like
yeah.
in 10,
There's
15,
going to be an
20
AEW
years.
Hall of Fame one day.
Yep.
It's going to happen.
Yep.
The first one I should go. I say go in Kenny Omega. He'd be the first. He should be the
Kenny
first
and
one,
the Buck. The Elite should be, yeah.
or
I
the
think
Elite.
yeah, the Elite, Kenny, the Bucks, Hanger, and I would say MJF. And
Oh yeah,
honestly, from
MJ.
the women's division, you know, one could I would say Sheeta, because it's tough
I
to
hope
do.
she comes back soon. She was having visa issues.
I'm hoping she does. I think Sheeta would be a good. It'd be tough to do Riho because she's so sporadic.
Mm-hmm.
You could put Nyla. You could put.
Which where's Nyla been? Where has she been? Like
I don't know. She
we
was
need to see
doing
her again.
some Ring of Honor stuff too. I think she
No, she
just
needs to be on
acted in
AEW.
something. What's that?
She needs to be on AEW. She's that powerhouse guy. I mean, she had great matches with Chris
They
Statlander, Camille.
and they need to
Um,
let Nyla be Nyla because when
yes.
they were trying to make her kind of a serious heel, but
Mm-hmm.
when she stole the TBS title from Jade, and when she
Mm-hmm.
starts doing, when she gets to be like she is on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
that's the Nyla that we need, and we need that humor. Like she had a Ring of Honor match that was on before when Dynamite came to Norfolk. They and where she was it was comedy. She kept trying to throw the girl back in the ring, but she would throw her into the side of the ring instead. I mean, Nyla's great, but yeah, there's so many there's we're gonna have the AEW Hall of Fame, and it's got to be those folks getting in
Mm-hmm.
there. I think it's gonna be tremendous.
Yep. And we had Team AEW. I mean, Death Riders defeat Team AEW, and
Mm-hmm.
then of course once the Death Riders started beating down on Team AEW, you had the savior of AEW. Hangman Adam Page. He comes out, he just stares into Moxley's soul.
Oh,
He
dude.
gives him that look like your time's up, bud.
Tell
Start
him
the
I'm
countdown
coming.
starts now.
And hell's coming with me. Yeah.
And hell's coming with me. And he came down to that ring, tore that jacket off, and he just started going to town.
Yep.
And they buckshot lariat. And I'm just like, bro, man. And that's what I'm loving about this, is they get built up,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so many get behind him. And like if he loses at all in, which I don't think he will, but if he does, just think how many more upset fans there will be,
They're gonna
and
hate.
think
Mox will be
of
the most hated person in all of wrestling.
all of wrestling,
Yeah.
all of professional wrestling,
Nuclear heat.
like probably more than Hogan.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, bro, but he needs to win because he wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, not only because you get it's almost 20,000 people at All In right now.
Mm-hmm.
Think of the pop you're going to have when Hangman wins and holds that title up. 2, 3, 4. Like you're going to get that little meter thing they put on the
Yeah.
bottom, and it's
Yeah.
going to be,
Oh,
you
it's gonna
know.
be sick. It's
I'm
gonna be
just
sick.
like, bro, just when he like, and then of course the shirts after that. I'm buying one. As soon as some kind of mark gonna hit
Mhm.
with Hangman in the championship,
Yep.
yeah, I'm getting that.
Sign me up.
I've been
It's
trying to
gonna
get
be
some
sick.
of these deals that they have of these special type of shirts. They're only available for like 12 or 1 o'clock. I
Yep.
keep missing them. I was wanting the last Kenny Omega one. I was like, oh, I gotta get that one, and then I missed it because I either overslept because of my work schedule or I'm at work.
Yep. Yeah, you snooze, or you can't. Sometimes you just can't get it. That's what makes them. But that's what
If
makes
there's a
them rare,
Hangman
though.
one announced, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna raise hell and high water to do what I can to get that one.
Absolutely.
Like I said, that's my guy. That's been my guy in AEW since the
Yep.
beginning, and
Hook me up.
can't wait for him to win this world championship again. So
It's so
that was pretty much. What'd you think of this main event?
I thought it was great. It was beautiful. It was beautiful ridiculousness in all the best ways.
Hmm.
It was fantastic. Kind of like the other multi-man match, everybody got a chance to shine. You got to see I liked, you know, I love Samoa Joe. He sweats before he even gets to the ring, but I love when he got in. He was doing the punches and all that, and the Bucks. I liked when Hobbs had that moment where he just he no sells the Bucks hitting him, and he just takes him down. Shibata got some good moves in. Yuta needs to shave. We do agree with that, but Yuta's good too,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're all everybody was great. I like Beast Mortos got to get in there. I mean, I actually was more stoked for Mortos being, even though moment of silence for Claudio, but it was great to see Beast Mortos in there. And yeah, and the Ops, I'm a big fan of the Ops. I'm a big fan of Swerve and Osprey got to put on some great matches. I'd love to see them as a tag. I think there'd be a great combo would be the Hidden Blade Stomp combo where they
Ooh,
like boom boom like that at the same
yes.
time. That would be sick. So yeah, it was a great main event, and then the fallout with Hanger coming down was the icing on the cake. And I love that everybody, the Ops and Osprey, were standing behind him, and Nana was behind that wall of support was Swerve and Nana, and Swerve hadn't stood up yet, but Nana was helping him up. And that's foreshadowing because Swerve is coming around. Swerve
Yeah.
Swerve's slowly coming around, and I think we're gonna get that support. But it could be like Rocky and Apollo Creed, where Swerve says, "I'm gonna help you, but you're gonna owe me a favor." And then after
You owe me a
Hangman
world title
wins,
shot.
yep, ding, ding, and it's gonna have, yep, you owe me a title shot, and then that's gonna be, yeah,
And
I
I love the part at the end where he looks, Hangman or Moxley was coming in with that briefcase like he's gonna hit Hangman, and just everybody standing around
Right?
Hangman, and they're just
No.
staring. And Moxley's like, "Yeah, I think I'm
I
gonna.
think I gotta go here.
I
Yeah.
gotta go. My bride is waiting outside." You know,
Yep.
it's like
Yeah.
I said on the live stream. I was like, "Yeah, it doesn't feel good too. Feel too good, Moxley, being outnumbered, does it?"
Nah, yeah, oh yeah, you like them apples. And then in the Bucks, like, that little moment with where he and that was clear that Hanger's not with the Bucks, and they're like, "Why did you hurt my?" Nick's holding Matt Jackson, like, "What
Uh
have you
huh.
done to my boy?" Oh, you like that? It's just like
And
a
him and
wee,
just like, get out of here.
yeah. It was. I thought it was great. It was a great way to end the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I thought it's definitely setting up the storyline where as we get closer, what's Swerve gonna say, and what do the Death Riders have under up their sleeve? I guarantee the Dynamite or Collision right before All In is going to end in a huge brawl with everybody. And we're
Yes.
probably going to see Darby as well, but it's going to be a huge brawl.
I
And
really don't think we. I really think we wait to see Darby till the end. Like, if they do the Texas Death Match, like I said, there's no
yep,
rules. It's
mm-hmm,
a Texas Death Match, and then that's when you see basically the end game come into play,
mm-hmm,
and everybody comes in. And you have, and even Sting get his moment. He comes in and he does something to somebody. Um, that's when, bro, and if Eddie Kingston, if he's healthy and he comes back and he comes in, that's when I think, man, that would even make the moment even bigger and better and a bigger pop.
mm-hmm,
Just to see, especially when you have Sting, yeah, Jack Perry returns, Darby returns, because Jack Perry and Darby still got some unfinished business.
mm-hmm.
So when we get that, there's still the lingering factor of Hook maybe switching sides to Death Riders.
Yeah, that's interesting. That he
So
doesn't. He's kind of upset about the whole ops thing. Yep.
yeah, so it's just when all this comes at all in. I'm curious how this is going to play. Even if it's just a 1-on match and Hangman wins, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly I don't want to see too many interferences happen.
Mm-mm.
But if an interference happens like this, then I'd be
Yeah.
I'd go bonkers. I'd go
Yeah.
nuts.
Good stuff,
So
man.
anything else you want to add?
Oh, we've covered it, dude. I mean, I
Yeah,
feel like we've talked. I could talk wrestling all for hours with you, but it's
me
I
too.
think
Yeah.
I think we definitely covered. Plus, we got to save some for Dynamite Download tomorrow night, man.
Exactly.
We got more to talk about there.
I
I
will be
do
available.
I do want to do it since we're we're past 3 o'clock on the East Coast. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
give you a little bit of a sneak peek spoiler. I
Ooh,
hope you don't mind this cross promotional thing, but
I do not. But
I
let's see.
I'm going to see if I can share something with you. If you can you add this to the screen?
There it is.
The current
Oh, okay.
rankings for Dynamite Download. If you
Oh, we got
notice,
three.
you, myself, and Courtney are tied with 3-all.
Uh huh.
SPD, Brent, and Steven at 4, and that Ranger
Ranger.
is at 6. This jackass. And my
Mm.
beloved, my better half is still sitting at a goose egg. Bless her heart.
Oh
Let's take
man.
a look at Team Aaron. By the way, there. Look at your lineup though. You got
Yes.
Bandito, Roosh,
Mm-hmm.
Dralistico. You get those LFI victories, you're going to get 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Bishop Khan, and then you got Hanger, man. I think you're going to get a W at All In with Hanger right there.
Bandito won tonight.
Yep.
Alexander lost, unfortunately. And hopefully Marina Shafir start having some matches.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to see her. Her and I think her and Willow need to have a match. I think that would be
Oh
pretty
yeah.
cool. But
Yeah, and I would like to see Leo Rush him back in the match. So
mhm,
I think we'll see him on Collision on Saturday night. I think
yeah.
so.
Hey, you
Um,
mess with the ball, you get the horns.
um,
You get the
yep.
horns.
He's becoming one of my also rising favorites in
Yeah.
AEW. That if they done if done rightly, he could be not only with this trios because I heck that could be All In Texas
Mm-hmm.
match. LFI versus the Oxford Trios titles.
Ooh, yes, yes.
hmm
Mortos,
I'm gonna try to get that going for you, Rush. I'm gonna try to
Dralistico.
get it going. And then we have that could be it, but I also could see him rising in the singles division with the TNT title, United title, Ring of Honor title. I can even see AEW World title.
Dude,
He's really good. So
he's fantastic. As much as I liked Andrade, Rush was so much a better Andrade than Andrade. And
yeah.
like Rush is great as the leader of the LFI, and with
hmm
Dralistico and Frank Mortos, attorney at Raw, I love him. Yeah, and let's get him against let's get him against the Ops. I think that would be cool.
That would be a great all in.
Yeah,
Here at Tony Khan, Ops, LFI, LA Texas for the trios world title. It's Texas. Everything got to be big in Texas.
right.
You got to
Yeah,
have the big matchups in Texas, and this is one of them.
yes. You
Bigger in
got
Texas.
listen to the American Cowboy right there. Telling how it is. Well, American Cowboy, I'm excited to have you on with us tomorrow night, Dynamite Download.
Heck yeah.
Gonna be awesome. We're gonna continue all these discussions. I mean, it's funny. It's funny a lot of times when you're in the chat and I'm reading. I'm like, dude, saying what we're thinking. Oh yeah, that's what or yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely, dude. It's gonna be cool, man.
Yep. So one thing before we end, I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to ask because I saw it on your link on your Twitter, X,
Mm-hmm.
whatever we call it. It was like mental
Mental Health Mondays.
health
Yes.
Mondays. What is
Yes.
that all about?
That is my it is a podcast that I put on hiatus for a while, but it's coming back. Mental Health Mondays is a podcast where I focus on hearing stories from real people, and half of them are like people affiliated with wrestling, but it's not a wrestling podcast. In fact, I try to make sure I tell everybody this is not a wrestling podcast, but people that I've encountered or people I like to talk to and hear their story, share their stories of overcoming challenges with mental health and stress, anxiety, bipolar disorder, thoughts of suicidal thoughts, what have you. There's a lot of the things that people go through. You may not realize you're not alone. A lot of us are going through the same things, and hearing other people's stories of overcoming, of dealing with these things, and in some cases you're constantly dealing, like bipolar, depression. There are, you hear strategies of overcoming these things and strategies of having to deal with them. I've had everyone from, like, I've had Lufisto, Nyla Rose, Mikey Ruckus. I've had,
What?
so go back. You can check them out on Spotify, or you can just go to my YouTube channel, just Myndrunner, and you can find a lot of the old episodes. I will be bringing it back after All In. I'm holding off until All In because I've got other things I'm working on, but I definitely am bringing it back. I did also have an educators podcast. I am a teacher myself,
Ooh,
and
which
so of course,
teacher?
I teach. I'm now going to be teaching fourth grade. I'm teaching at the Old Donation School, which is it's like basically it's like if Elon Musk had a school. It's kind of like they got all the cool toys and gadgets. I feel like Tony Stark when I'm teaching now.
Heck
It's
yeah.
like, I'm all I'm missing is the Iron Man suit, which is coming. But
Yeah.
we do have like the like we can control a robot with the iron glove, the power glove, and stuff like that. It's all
Ooh.
kinds of cool stuff. But yeah, mental health has always been near and dear to my heart. Um,
hmm
I wish that mental health was a topic that was open to discuss, especially among guys, because we
Yes.
were always brought up to think to just suck it up and be tough and not talk about your emotions. But it's actually you're stronger person to talk about them, to be able to get that out there and to realize you're not alone, to
hmm
realize that there a lot of our own negative feelings are common among a lot of people, and that there are ways to rise above of those voices in your head that are telling you you're not good enough. They're telling you
hmm
not to try these things, and that's what I want people to hear. misconceptions about ADHD, misconceptions about bipolar disorder, there's a lot of things that we don't quite understand. And yeah, please go. I'm encourage you to go back and listen to a lot of them. I've had some of my best episodes. I like the Lou Fisto episode was really good because she's a pioneer in women's wrestling. The Nyla Rose one's good, except I kind of marked out a little bit sometimes, like especially when I accidentally played Thunder Rosa's intro music instead of hers, and I had to blame it. I had to blame it on a fictitious intern that didn't
Nah.
exist and that I fired. That's a good one. I twice. There's two episodes with Playmate of the Year 1992, Karina Harney, she who was diagnosed with cancer,
Oh
and how
wow.
she's been dealing with how she's beat cancer and how she's kind of dealt with that life and death. Dr. Poppy Gibson's a great episode. Those of us in the wrestling community, again, going back to it's not a wrestling podcast, but those of you that know Deadhausen from the Nation's Corner, yeah, a
Mhm.
great episode with her. Yeah, highly encourage you to check it out. And it's really I everybody from like family members of my own family to I wouldn't say like A-list celebrities, but people that you would recognize. And the topic of mental health, I think, is important. So you'll hopefully you'll hear some good stories and good tips about overcoming that. And one of the things I'm going to bring back is something that is also the Mental Health Monday Minute, where I just do a 60-second, just each week, every Monday morning, a little 60-second. Hey, think about this week. Focus on, telling yourself you're good enough, or being, how the importance of gratitude. It sounds like it's some hokey pokey cult thing, but when you really focus on finding at least one thing that you're grateful for, it actually helps change your mindset a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of times, growing up, I never sought counseling, but when I went through
Mm-hmm.
my first divorce, so a lot of people kept telling me to get it, and I was shrugging it off. But when I had to, due to the circumstances of how of our marriage, it was required for us to get counseling to get it. I went to
Mm-hmm.
it, and when I just started venting what I felt, what happened to me, felt betrayed, double crossed, and all this stuff. Then realized how much that did help me when it's before I was bottling up all that, and it was either leading to depression or rage and anger, and all this. What did I do wrong? Type mindset.
Yeah.
And especially now, and I'm in law enforcement and I work in a jail, and of course, I don't see the best of society.
Mm-mm.
Um, lately, we're kind of restarted counseling because where I work at, they, let me see at this. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Where I work at, um, they provide it for free.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, and I was like, you know what, I want to do it. So I've been doing counseling myself lately, just kind of talk, get stuff on my chest, kind of go talk to my counselor about what happened, especially where I work at, I get so stressed,
Yeah.
and try not to take it home and all those things. So it has helped definitely a lot, and especially a lot of things I deal with on a weekly basis at work.
I can't imagine what you see, what you have to handle, what you have to deal with. I mean, it's to me, it sounds like you have to go. Sometimes you have to be ready to go from 0 to 10 at any
Yeah.
given moment, and you've
Hmm.
got to, you're definitely dealing with those situations. It's got to be stressful.
Yep.
Um,
And that's why it's very,
you've
very, very imperative to just always be alert. Don't get distracted. Don't let them distract you, and just And I'm not like this. I guess hard on guy. I enforce the rules. I do my job. I try to
mhm,
at least talk to them. Get just show them, hey, I know I'm wearing this uniform. I got my job, but I can still talk to you. I can I'll listen to their stories and listen if they're going through. I mean, when you lose your freedoms and you can't see your family, it can be a lot for for that as well. So
big time.
sometimes you got to look at that aspect of things, and that's what I do. And hopefully, I can help and be a light to someone, and hopefully, they'll be like, "Hey, well, I'm not going to do this again and come back to jail." You know?
Well, I tell you what. I think when I bring this back, I want you to pop on as a guest. I think that would be. I think we'd have a lot to talk about. I'm just kind of
Sure.
scrolling through. Just kind of these are some of the clips and episodes
Yeah.
that I've had. There's some. They've been and again, it's like it's such a wide variety. You know, this is Josh Robert Thompson. He was the voice of Jeff Peterson from the Craig Ferguson show. And then
Oh.
then we've got Amber Champagne. She's she sells skincare products, and she's got a whole thing. There's Dr. Poppy. A lot of there's and look at this guy. I had SBD on. That
Hey.
was actually a great episode with SBD. He kind of took.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, there's the part 2 where he takes the shades off. It's an exclusive
No.
behind the shades
Oh
moment where
no.
he takes the shades off. It's
I never thought I'd see the day he takes
that's
the shades off.
the only place you'll see it. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there, and it's it's the stuff we talk about. There's Ruckus,
Yeah, there's
like
Ruckus.
a lot of good. Yeah, his whole thing on ADHD was really compelling. A
Oh man.
lot of good, a lot of good. There's so many good, and then of course, then my aunt Margot is on there. She talked about a lot of cool. There's oh, and I don't know if you know AJ Awesome. He's of course now he's an adult, but back then, yeah, he AJ Awesome
Oh
from
yeah.
and
Man.
um
Man, yeah, that's an old one.
yeah, and there's Kale Spur. There's so many worth checking out. I
Yeah, I
highly
definitely will.
recommend. And it's again, shameless play. That one, it's not a financial thing. It's a pet project, and I feel like it's if we could just help other people realize they're not alone, and that mental health is something to talk about. That's what I want it to be, a place where people can share their stories and listen to other people's stories, and kind of spread some positivity,
Heck
realistic
yeah.
positivity, not naive
Yeah.
positivity.
Yeah. And yeah, if you you set the date, let me know. I'll try and make some plans around, or we could talk of a date. We're both free, and
Well,
we
we'll
can do
talk.
it.
We can talk at in Texas because I won't start anything until after y'all in. But yeah, we're
Yeah.
definitely grabbing some beers at y'all in, and we'll
Heck
talk.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'll definitely check it out. And then the day we set, I won't mind coming on and sharing some things, and
the
hopefully maybe
American
it could be a
Cowboy.
light to even, especially to other fellow law enforcement out there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so that'd be great. And I definitely check it out, and hope y'all check it out too. Check it out. His was it Mind
Mind. Just look for Mindrunner on YouTube.
Mind Runner?
You'll
Yeah.
recognize it, and then also Dynamite Download is going to be tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m.
Yes.
Texas time. And we hope you guys jump in the chat. Give us your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you.
Hmm.
We're gonna try to say some stuff that we didn't say tonight, but I don't know. We kind of covered a lot tonight, but
I'm sure we'll
yeah.
come up with something
Oh,
more.
of course.
And of
I
course,
mean,
we got Speed.
shoot,
He'll have what
we
his
could come
thoughts.
up with another 10 different rabbit holes if we kept talking. So it's gonna be awesome,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, I can't wait.
it's gonna be awesome, dude.
So let everyone know where they can find you and
Uh,
all socials, anything.
Absolutely. Just Mindrunner on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. I'm AA Ron Burden. Just look for it. You can find me through the Instagram stuff. But also you want to find Dynamite Download on Twitter,
Yes.
Dynamite Download on Instagram. Instagram and
Hmm.
Twitter seem to be, or X, but we call it Twitter.
That's
Those
a
are our
punch.
primary. Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube are like our top 3 social media platforms.
Hmm.
Also, our podcast, both Dynamite Download and Mental Health Mondays, are on Spotify. So you can, if you want to listen more than it actually has the video option, but you can just, if you're more of a Spotify person, definitely check those out.
Yeah, I love
Um,
Spotify.
there's there's clips as well as whole episodes. Some of my whole episodes go almost 2 hours, but they're great conversations, and it's stuff that I'm like, I can't trim this down at all. It's such a good conversation. So
Exactly.
yeah, we're out there. Just look for anything Myndrunner, and that'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely find them. Definitely look at Diamond Download, especially if you're an AW fan. I found that on YouTube one time, and my algorithm started listening. I was like, "Hey, these guys are cool." Subscribe, start following them. Requested they follow me back, and I got it. So,
Absolutely.
and man, I just yeah, I've been loving their podcast. And
Well,
if I can't come on and talk because I'm busy or just don't work out, I'll try to tune in live chats because I love it. And Speedy's a cool guy, so hope can't wait for tomorrow night, and it'll be
absolutely,
great
dude.
to
And if I
be on
can
your
just
show.
say something about you, dude, your positivity, your perspective on wrestling, your interaction with earlier with those at Johnny Autism, that the way you can hold a conversation about wrestling with anybody, that you're our kind of people. We need more wrestling fans like you. We need more people in wrestling media like you that understand, like you said, like the name of your program, Aaron Loves Wrestling. The guy that we're honoring for this We Love Wrestling title, Trey. That's his mentality too. His whole slogan is, "If I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling." That's his whole thing of bringing communities together, ending this tribalism, and just love what you love. And pro wrestling is such a bonding thing. And you're our tribe, dude. You're our type of people. We want to spread positivity. We want to talk about what we enjoy. I mean, we can be critical, but we want to
Yeah,
talk about what we enjoy. And I feel like that you've got a great thing going here. And
appreciate it.
we'd love to have you on with us as much as possible on Dynamite Download, dude, too.
Heck yeah, because I've been looking trying to find, I got some couple, guy I work with. He's mainly he likes the WWE. Now I'm doing AEW with his, and then I like to connect more AEW. Uh, podcasts and people to do podcasts with, and
Mm-hmm.
got with the Elite Mob guys. They're some cool
Yep.
guys, and uh, it's just and I can't. Been interacting with a lot of people on Twitter and
Mm-hmm.
like,
Building a
uh,
community. Yes.
yeah, and like, man, can't wait to see y'all in Texas. Just all this and just trying to get to connect, get pictures with everyone as much as
Yep.
possible, and interact. And it's gonna be a fun time. And yeah, that's my whole thing, man. There's one. I will not say names, but there's one guy I was listening and listened to for a long time, and it's just so much constant negativity and so much is just negative hatred and just nothing's good about, especially if it's AEW. Nothing's good about wrestling,
I
or it's a
wonder who
little
that
bit.
is.
It's a little bit of good. Yeah, I wonder who. Who? Uh, and I just like, man, I got tired of really tired of listening, and I'm like, man,
Mhm.
I want to try something. I want to try to get my stuff. So, you know what? AEW is the one that inspired my name. I was like, what can I do? Because I do love AEW, but what can I do? And I was like, ALW? What can what? Yeah, let's try. I love
Like
wrestling. So I was like, let's go
it
with it. So
works.
I had my friend make my first logo, which it was good, it was all right. But this one was certified banger on this one, man. She
Yes.
knocked it out of the park with this one. And she with the shirts, and then my brother from another mother, Devin, he kind of helped me with this whole
Mhm.
Doctor Love
Double
thing, and
Chief.
Yep, tribal chief, and I came out with the wrestling lover community, and we kind of just meshed it all together. He helped with my intro, and everything's just coming to get place. I'm hoping to get a PC and more to get up to, make it a little bit better and get to do a little bit more. So I also want to try to get in that gaming, do some gaming
There you go.
streams
Yep.
because I love the games. So yeah, I just love wrestling, and that's what I try to spread. Everybody's always, so this is better or that's better. It's like, they both have their faults. They both have their
Mhm.
great things that happen for them, and they're not the only wrestling out there. So I've seen a lot more great stuff at an independent show than I have on the top market.
And I think GCW is going to be insane on
Yeah, I
July
can't
11th,
wait.
man.
I
It's going
watched
to be,
it was an old show. I think it's like a couple years ago, but it was on YouTube, and I was like, I gotta watch and see what I'm getting myself into. I was like, Pearl, I can't wait.
oh, it's been, yeah, if you gotta watch the match where Joey Janela lights his foot on fire. That,
I got to.
yeah,
I will check
good
that out
stuff,
here
brother.
afterwards. I
Yep.
might be up a little bit longer after this. Yeah, well, you can follow me guys as well on X, Instagram as well, and on YouTube, Aaron Loves Wrestling, or A lower score, L lower score, W lower score podcast, as well as giving. I'm also trying out Blue Sky. It's not too bad. It's pretty good. I've got some interactions on there. Threads and Instagram irritate me though. I don't know what kind of restriction they have me on or what I did, but I can't put captions in my posts. Every time I do, then they say I can't. So
That's
I've been trying
bizarre.
to report it and get to talk to somebody, but just like all social media platforms, you can't. You're talking to a dang gum bot, and it's frustrating. So I'm trying to get it resolved. I'm trying to at least like lay low on it to see if it will lift me not being on it for a while, maybe because it said it could last a few days or whatever.
Hmm.
But yeah, you can follow me on there. And again, you can catch me on Devin the Tribal Chief Mondays when we do our watch alongs of Raw. I'll be doing a live watch along next Saturday night for Collision. I'm thinking about, like I said, I'm gonna put up for a poll. I'm thinking about doing Ring of Honor tomorrow night, but I
Oh,
don't know yet. We'll
interesting.
see. Depending on also the timing and what I got all my family.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on like 6, I think, for me.
Just make
And
sure
then
around 9 o'clock Texas time you're available for Dynamite download.
yes, that I would be available for, and that's what I was getting to. You'll also catch me tomorrow night with the boys on Dynamite Download, and we'll discuss more of AEW and kind of go over what happened tonight. And you know, I,
Bring
it
your
was
own
great.
margarita.
Yeah, margarita. It was great talking with you, man. This is
Absolutely.
awesome. Thanks for coming on with me, because
Absolutely.
also this probably would have been a 30-minute deal for me if it was just me, but you
Oh,
and I
it's
stretched into
my
three
fault. It's
hours.
my fault. We did three.
No, it's great. I loved it. Love discussions, loving open mind, especially getting with other people
Mhm.
and discussing pro wrestling. Because man, it's just a passion of mine. I've been a fan forever, and getting to share that with others, it's just great.
Absolutely.
Wrestling lover community. That's why I love
That's right.
it.
See.
Well, brother, I appreciate it. And as always, everyone out there, thank you for watching. Go follow this guy, Dynamite Download. Go to their website. I got it in the description. Go there and buy some merch. I will eventually buy me some merch because I am keeping my eye on that babyface t shirt. I love it. It looks cool. And I might give me a coffee mug too. So
That's
appreciate you being on here. I can't wait for tomorrow night and get to do more with y'all and talk to Speed.
that's
Maybe I'll get him to take the sunglasses off. Maybe.
Oh, if you can get him to take the shades off, oh my goodness, that would be a moment. Like,
Maybe. We'll
oh, you
see.
know what? What you got to do is you got to challenge him that the moment you're ahead of him on points, he's got to take the shades off. That would
You
be
know
funny.
what? That'll be my thing. I'll do
They-
it. Or
uh,
if I win,
can't. Yeah, we can't let you. Can't. You can't. You got to beat him, dude. You can't let him win.
I think I got the All Star team to do it.
You do. You do. You got to. You got to have.
And I'm not done yet. After all in, I got some more in mind.
Well, after y'all in, we're drafting 3 more wrestlers. So
Yep.
that could
I got
be.
a
I
couple more
mean,
in mind. If hopefully they don't get selected. So appreciate it, brother.
absolutely.
I will keep you in the loop on messages, and I'll see you next tomorrow night or tonight.
Yeah, tonight. Yeah, see you in about 15, 18 hours.
Right. All right, everyone. Just remember, love pro wrestling. Have a good one.